Chapter 1060. The sky fell and the earth cracked. Blood rained down. In one day, the three realms, which did not have many impasse powerhouses, lost 5 impasse powerhouses. From all directions, powerhouses looked at Fong Ping, who was panting in the rain of blood. All kinds of complicated emotions emerged. Wu Quishan returned quietly, protecting Fong Ping with a solemn look. Killing Dihui and the others was one obstacle, and now another. Experts slowly surrounded them from all directions. Without any discussion or communication, they all gathered around him at the same time. In the direction of the Forbidden Sea, the crazy Taoist who did not cross over previously was now coming with a big fish. King Huai's face was gloomy, but his eyes were smiling. If Fong Ping does not die, the three realms will not be at peace. King Huai murmured, seemingly unintentional. Over there, Furchuan said lightly, within a month, King Human killed more than 20 true king powerhouses. The three realms should be respected by King Human. Words of condemnation, but it was also the truth. In this month, who killed the most impasse? Zhang Tao. Second was Fong Ping. The number of impasse who died in Fong Ping's hands was not less than Zhang Tao. But what was Fong Ping's strength? Around them, the powerhouses all had complicated looks. In the distance, the crazy Taoist was no longer crazy. He said indifferently, I don't care about this. My lifespan is running out. King Human, it doesn't matter if you killed Dihui or Thunder Overlord. I just want to know, where is the headquarters of the divine sect? How can the celestial emperor, Dao, be separated? This is also what I want to know. King Human, you're really capable. You destroyed 3 grotto heavens in one day and killed Dihui, who was ranked high among the divine sect's lord gods. In that case, King Human must have a way to seize the celestial emperor golden body. Everyone spoke one after another. Some had malicious intentions, and some really wanted to go to the divine sect to seize the celestial emperor golden body. Fong Ping's face was calm. He recovered a little and said lightly, so eager to die? Don't you know the strength of the evil sect? 2 emperor-level existences. Do you really think the evil sect is meat in our pot? King Huai sneered. Since you can kill Dihui, Pluto is still here, and Snake King has broken through, the evil sect may not be a match for the land of rebirth. Fong Ping gave him a look. After a while, he said, Are you the idiot or am I the idiot? There's no need to play this game with me. You know very well whether Commander Li is an emperor level or not. Is it illegal for me to brag? It was hard enough to deal with 1 emperor level, let alone 2. Do you really think the emperor level is your son? As soon as these words came out, everyone who had been extremely vigilant before felt like laughing. Boasting? All right. Previously, everyone also felt that it was strange. Previously, Li Jun was almost killed by the fake king in the king battlefield. There was definitely no emperor tier. The possibility of him breaking through to the overlord realm while injured was not high. After hearing Fong Ping's explanation, everyone felt relieved. Li Jun had not really broken through. Fong Ping only said that on purpose to intimidate the others. Previously, everyone was still thinking that Li Jun was an emperor level. Fong Ping's current strength was also extremely powerful, and there was another Snake King in the human world who was very powerful. Now, even if the 3 of them joined forces, they might not be a match for an emperor-level expert. In this way, the threat of the human world would be greatly reduced. The Huai King's eyes flickered. Fong Ping said calmly, What do you want? Make me the public enemy? Huai King, your brain is not working well. It's fine if you plot against others, but you're not qualified to plot against me, Fong Ping. Fong Ping snorted softly, looking at the crazy Taoist, revealing a faint smile. Your lifespan is almost exhausted? Want to go to the evil sect? Sure, but if the 2 upper levels don't die, I think everyone should just wash up and sleep. After saying that, Fong Ping said again, I have something to say. If you want to go to the evil sect headquarters, if you don't kill the 2 emperor levels, it'll be a waste of time. I know you guys are afraid of me, afraid of humans, it's okay. Right now, everyone is working together for the sake of benefits. Let me ask first, do you guys decide to kill the evil sect powerhouses first, or destroy us humans first? Everyone's eyes flickered for a while. At this moment, the crazy Taoist said coldly, I don't want to be enemies with anyone. I just want to live. If I don't break through to the Emperor level, I'll die soon. When that time comes, I won't be willing to die like this. There has to be someone who will be my scapegoat. This person was also a straightforward person. In short, even if he died, he would drag a few of them with him. His meaning was also very clear. He only wanted the Celestial Emperor's Tao. Even if there was none, King Kuan had collected so many Tao, it was possible that there was no Emperor level. Stepping into the Emperor level, he could prolong the end of his life. The evil sect was the crazy Taoist's first target. As for the human world was related to the future Emperor path. What did it have to do with him? Now that he was dead, no matter how easy it was to break through the Emperor path, it had nothing to do with him. The crazy Taoist was not crazy at all. He saw clearly and had a clear goal. Fong Ping calculated in his heart. This person might be the strongest among the paragons now. Previously, General Ping Tianyu was ranked first, but that was also because he had bad intentions. The crazy Taoist was ranked second, but this person was not far from the Emperor level. When the crazy Taoist spoke, Fong Ping instantly felt that things were much easier to handle. This person said so. Now that someone attacked him, maybe this person would also explode. Fong Ping laughed. Since Senior said so, then some things can be discussed. This is the strength of humans. Everyone has seen it. As for me, although I have some ability, it's comparable to a Paragon 5th stage at most. The Snake King has the strength of a Paragon 2nd stage. The Hell King has the strength of a Paragon 8th or 9th stage. If everyone wants to snatch the treasure and become stronger, then the only way is to unite against the enemy. I'll say this first. If we really want to encircle and annihilate the evil sect, we humans will deal with the Emperor-level Taoist Fengyan. The rest is up to you guys. Everyone contributes equally. That's the basis for cooperation. Otherwise, let's not talk about cooperation. There's no need to waste time. Taoist Fengyan, the Wind Protector of the evil sect's 8 great protectors. This was an Emperor-level powerhouse. Humans only had 3 paragons. Fong Ping said that he would deal with an Emperor level. It was indeed very sincere. The crazy Taoist's eyes were cold. I want to know, how do we encircle and annihilate the divine sect? How do we determine the divine sect's location? And why did you kill Dihui? Fong Ping laughed. Killing Dihui is easy. The divine sect's people can't be trusted. I'd rather cooperate with a 3-surname slave like King Huai than a divine sect follower like Dihui. I might fall into the evil sect's trap. Of course, this is one point. Secondly, this old lady actually wanted to kill Longevity's sword. That's Fong Ping's teacher. She must have eaten a bear's guts. Fong Ping said coldly, everyone knows who I'm going to kill. Those who offend me, I'll kill them. Some of the people here are also my targets. Of course, now that everyone is vigilant, I'm afraid I can't kill them. Moreover, since we're fighting the evil sect together now, the matter of killing you can be discussed later. We're not children. You've all lived for a long time. You're already enemies. There's no need to pretend to be innocent. You can kill me if you have the chance. No one will let you go. Why play those little tricks and make a fool of yourself for no reason? Fong Ping was scornful. He said, the evil sect is the strongest now. What we need now is a balance, not a monopoly. Whether the evil sect has the Celestial Emperor's golden body or not, we should destroy the evil sect first. Everyone, you don't want to die before the ancestral tomb opens, do you? If you don't want to die, then cooperate. Cooperate passively. Furchuan said coldly, cooperate? We don't dare. You, the king of man, don't care who's the strongest. If we cooperate with you, you might explode at any time. You can change your aura and hide it. You're a top-notch killer among the true kings. A person like you alive is more dangerous than the evil sect. Furchuan's eyes were cold. King of man, the pressure that an emperor gives me is not as great as yours. I want to kill you even more. Everyone the king of man has cultivated for less than 3 years. Do you really want to give him time to grow? At this moment, Furchuan, King Huai, and a few grandmasters surrounded Fong Ping in the middle without batting an eyelid. Emperor. Was Emperor really more dangerous than Fong Ping? That was not necessarily the case. Today, taking advantage of everyone's presence, killing Fong Ping first, and solving this big trouble was the best choice in Furchuan's opinion. Qing Hua, Jiang Yu, and the others did not speak. They did not say that Fong Ping was a big trouble. Of course, they did not say that Fong Ping was not. A monster like Fong Ping, if one said that he was not a future trouble, they would be blind. He became a true god in 3 years and killed countless true gods. A monster like this must be killed. But now, who would be the first to stand out? The key was that many people were still counting on Fong Ping to strip the Celestial Emperor's Tao. King Huai and the others seemed to be aware of this. King Huai sneered. Fong Ping, is the so-called Celestial Emperor's golden body real or fake? You said that you can strip the Celestial Emperor's Tao. Is it real or fake? Your words, Fong Ping, are 9 lies and 1 truth. This king is very clear about it. After suffering a few losses from Fong Ping, he understood Fong Ping quite well. If it was proven to be fake, Fong Ping would definitely die this time. Even the crazy Taoist would kill him, giving people hope and then cutting off people's hope. This was a deep hatred. Fong Ping smiled. How can this be fake? King Huai, in order to kill me, you really disregard everything. Didn't you hear my conversation with Earth Wisdom? Of course I heard, but I heard that you were guiding Earth Wisdom. Earth Wisdom has never admitted to all this. Fong Ping laughed. Is Earth Wisdom an idiot? Chose to betray because of fake news? Are you stupid? Or is Earth Wisdom stupid to the extreme? At this moment, a figure emerged from the void rift. Very young, also very flamboyant. With eyes like a hawk, he looked at Fong Ping and then at King Huai, saying lightly, the divine sect has a celestial emperor golden body. I'm afraid it's true. As soon as this person appeared, many people raised their eyebrows slightly. Fong Ping did not know the other party, but he felt the other party's hostility and said with a smile, this is Xian He. The young man's face was indifferent. Fong Ping did not know who he was. At this time, Mu Yin from the everlasting cloud also appeared and said with a faint smile, Fong Ping, you should know him. Xian He, the son of venerable Emperor Xian Ming. Didn't you go to Xianming Gonghua Tian before? Fong Ping now knew who the other party was. The Emperor of Black Heaven Sect. Back then, when he went to Black Heaven Sect, he probed and knew that there was an emperor in Black Heaven Sect who was in closed-door cultivation. So it was this person. Xian He ignored Mu Yin and said again, my father once went with Celestial Emperor to find the location of the Celestial Cemetery. Many venerable emperors went that year, but a few died along the way. In the end, everyone found the Celestial Cemetery. Celestial Emperor broke into the Celestial Cemetery to prove his Tao and become an emperor. In the end, he caused the wrath of heaven and died. And that year, according to my father, there were also a few saint-level powerhouses who went together. The Divine Sect's 3 great guardians, Guardian Tian, seemed to be among them. Of course, my father did not know that Saint Tian Li was the Divine Sect's Guardian Tian. Celestial Emperor entered the Celestial Cemetery and was punished by heaven at the last moment. His golden body cracked and fell and disappeared. At that time, Saint Tian Li seemed to be gone. It's not impossible that the Divine Sect took away Celestial Emperor's golden body. Fong Ping looked at him. Was it true? Anyway, he did not know these things. However, Xian He's appearance helped him to prove that Celestial Emperor's golden body might really be in the cult headquarters. At this moment, some people hesitated. King Huai's eyes flickered and said, then what ability does Fong Ping have to strip Celestial Emperor's Tao? This was what Fong Ping was relying on. Stripping Tao was not something that anyone could do. If it was so simple, King Kuan would not need the gate of projection. He could just forcibly strip Tao. In the 3 realms, when powerhouses died, Tao would either collapse or leave behind some inheritance, but not everyone could use it. However, in the 3 realms, there was a special existence. Azure Cat. This cat could strip Tao. Even if some people did not know this at first, they would find out later on. Azure Cat stripped King Pine's Dao and gave it to Fong Ping, and Fong Ping gave it to Tian Mu. Tian Mu used King Pine's Dao. This could not be hidden from some powerhouses. And this was also the reason why some people were willing to believe Fong Ping. Fong Ping laughed when he heard that. If you can believe it, then believe it. If you can't believe it, if you have the ability to snatch Celestial Emperor's golden body, I'll show you. Or if you're willing to offer it yourself, I'll do an experiment now and try stripping King Huai's Dao. Also, I'm afraid everyone misheard. I said that I'm going to save Celestial Emperor, not strip Dao. Unless I'm really at my wit's end, I'll do this to save my life. So whether to strip it or not, it's also uncertain. I like to put some things in the light. Unlike you, who is a coward. King Huai's face became colder. Guchuan took a deep breath and said, everyone, he killed 5 true kings today. Tomorrow he can kill 10. How many true kings in the 3 realms can be killed by him? If he doesn't die, the 3 realms will never have peace. Today's opportunity is just right. I, Guchuan, am powerless to kill him, but I'm willing to fight. Everyone is afraid that he will fight to the death, but I, Guchuan, am not afraid. I'm willing to be the vanguard. He and King Huai might not be Fong Ping's opponent even if they joined forces, so they could not kill Fong Ping. To kill Fong Ping and Snake King, at least 5 of the powerhouses present had to join forces. And the other parties could not get involved. Fong Ping would not die if they did not rope in people to attack now. A few grandmasters were also eager to make a move. But at this time, they all looked at the crazy Taoist, Qing Hua, and the others. If they attacked, they still had the confidence to take down Fong Ping and Jiang Yu. But Qing Hua, Jiang Yu, the crazy Taoist, Xian He Muyan, these people were not weak. Once they intervened, it might turn into a big battle. Fong Ping was no longer panting. His consumption had almost recovered. Standing side by side with Wu Quishan, he looked around and said coldly, everyone, do you really think you can kill me? I don't believe that 16 powerhouses present want to attack me. The others, if you want to try, come. There was a hint of helplessness in the depths of Wu Quishan's eyes. At this time, it was easy to spoil things by showing off. The atmosphere was getting more and more tense. To attack or not to attack. And at this moment, in the direction of the Forbidden Sea, everyone suddenly turned their heads to look. Even from thousands of miles away, they could feel something unusual. The crazy Taoist expression changed slightly. He said coldly, thunder. As soon as he said that, many people's expressions changed. Venerable Thunder Emperor. The divine sect's Venerable Thunder Emperor had actually arrived. Fong Ping's eyes lit up. He was not that afraid. The cat was supporting him. He did not think that these people had the ability to kill him under the cat's support. But if this matter was not handled properly, it could easily cause big trouble and make humans a thorn in the side of all parties again. But now, the evil sect people were so nice. Fong Ping sighed from the bottom of his heart. At this moment, an evil sect's Venerable Thunder Emperor had arrived. Some powerhouses who thought that the evil sect was not a threat to them before would feel a sense of crisis when they saw the existence of the Venerable Thunder Emperor. No matter how monstrous Fong Ping was, he had not reached the point where he could threaten everyone now. But Venerable Thunder Emperor had really threatened everyone. In the direction of the Forbidden Sea, Venerable Thunder Emperor wore a crown on his head and golden boots on his feet. His eyes were cold and fierce. Dizhou was dead. Dihui was dead. In less than a month, 2 Lord Gods of the Divine Sect had fallen one after another. This made him extremely angry. Dicky had not reported any news in the past few days. He had reported once before that he had met Ji Hong and was chasing him. Now, no one knew where he had run to. Chaos. With 3 Lord Gods gone all of a sudden, even Venerable Thunder Emperor felt that the Divine Sect was in trouble at this moment. As soon as Dihui died, he could not care less and quickly rushed over here. It was too obvious here. The blood rain was still falling. Dihui might not be the only one who had died. And Venerable Thunder Emperor also sensed the aura of the collapse of Dihui Dao. At this moment, his eyes were like knives, shining brightly, directly illuminating heaven and earth. He looked in the direction of Imperial Sea Mountain, where the fluctuations of the battle had not yet subsided. Over there, more than 10 true god martial artists were there. Venerable Thunder Emperor did not go over, but he still could not hide his anger. His mentality fluctuated, covering thousands of miles. Fong Ping, you are very good. Venerable Thunder Emperor directly stared at Fong Ping. Among the paragons present, only Fong Ping and Wu Quishan had traces of a great battle. Fong Ping was very obvious that Wu Quishan did not have the ability to kill Di Hui. As for how he knew Fong Ping's identity from his clothes, his appearance, and his vitality, Fong Ping was too easy to recognize. Di Hui might have died in Fong Ping's hands. Thunder Protector? Fong Ping was also surprised. He had randomly ranked the list. In that case, the evil sect's remaining protector was really Thunder? No wonder Di Hui and the others did not show any suspicion previously. It seemed that he had guessed correctly. The probability of choosing 2 of the 8 protectors to enter the list was not low. However, Fong Ping still admired himself for being able to prepare the right guess. Hearing Thunder Protector's voice, Fong Ping laughed and said, "Are you here for Di Hui, your mistress? Unfortunately, she was just killed. Thunder, why don't you kill me? Avenge your mistress?" Perhaps only Fong Ping would do such a thing to humiliate a venerable emperor. The key was that he was still not a venerable emperor. As Fong Ping spoke, he transmitted his voice. He must know about the celestial emperor golden body. However, if you want to arouse the evil sect's vigilance, just say it. If you don't want to, you'd better shut up. Only when you're prepared will you have the confidence to win. Otherwise, whoever has the confidence to deal with 2 venerable emperors, just say it. Everyone's eyes flickered. No one made a sound. On the other side, Thunder Emperor's eyes were also gloomy. He said in a loud voice, "Fong Ping, I don't want to be your mortal enemy. You killed Dizhou first, then Di Hui. Do you think there's no one in the divine sect? What do you want?" Fong Ping also said in a loud voice, "I've already killed him. Do I have to pay with my life? Besides, you wouldn't dare to come here. If you come, I guarantee that today will be your death anniversary. You don't have to say anything harsh. Killing Di Hui isn't my problem alone." As soon as he said that, everyone looked at Fong Ping coldly. Damn it, Fong Ping actually wanted to drag them down with him. However, the current situation was hard to say. A group of people was here. Di Hui was killed by Fong Ping. Fong Ping, the enemy of the 3 realms, was still alive and well. No matter how they looked at the situation, it seemed like they had assisted Fong Ping in killing Di Hui. Thunder Emperor did not dare to come. There were more than 10 paragons. 3 to 5 was fine. He was not afraid of anything. 5 to 6 was fine too. He was not afraid of anything either. However, there were more than 10. He was confident that he could make him stay. Although a few of them seemed to be at loggerheads with Fong Ping, he did not dare to take the risk. Thunder Emperor still had a lot of plans. A lot of things had not been completed. He rushed here this time because he could not accept the news of Di Hui's death. At this moment, seeing so many people on Fong Ping's side, Thunder Emperor's face was gloomy. His mentality erupted and swept across the North Lake catacombs. He saw the paragons one by one. After a while, this venerable emperor said calmly, "The divine sect does not want to be enemies with the 3 realms. The sect master has not returned. The divine sect is waiting for the big change to come. We will not tolerate you killing the divine sect master gods again and again." "I didn't do anything." King Huai had just opened his mouth when Fong Ping said with a smile, "You're the weakest. It's easy for him to kill you even if you didn't do anything. The weak's denial is useless." "Thunder Emperor, is there anything wrong with what I said?" Thunder Guardian frowned, his voice echoing. "There's no need to provoke a strong enemy for the divine sect. Fong Ping, since you made a move, you should bear the consequences. I hope you can still laugh happily tomorrow." As soon as he finished speaking, Thunder Guardian disappeared. He did not make a move today because he was afraid of the other parties. But Fong Ping was going to settle it. If this went on and he killed all those master gods, the divine sect would fall apart. Moreover, Li Jun had disappeared without a trace. At this moment, Thunder Emperor felt that it might be better to kill Fong Ping and lure Li Jin out. He came quickly and left quickly as well. Fong Ping was in a good mood. He said with a smile, "See, I've remembered all of you. Everyone, do you still want to fight with me now?" Venerable Thunder's appearance had helped Fong Ping solve a lot of trouble. Fong Ping almost praised him for being a good person. This was really considerate. Everyone was silent. Fong Ping said with a smile, "If there's nothing else, I'll leave first. As for the evil sect, we'll take our time to think about it. Either we don't do it, or kill them all in one go. Otherwise, if a few powerhouses escape, I won't be the only one who will be unlucky." Crazy Taoist looked at Fong Ping and said indifferently, "Take our time to think about it? Fong Ping, I can't wait too long. Within a month, if there's still no plan and I haven't found the divine sect, I'll use you as a blood sacrifice." Fong Ping smiled and said, "Sure. Senior, if you think you're going to die and want to drag someone down, you can look for me too. But I think it probably won't happen. 1 month is more or less enough. But we need everyone's cooperation." Crazy Taoist gave him a deep look. Without saying much, he tore through the air and disappeared into the catacombs. He only wanted the result. He did not care about the process. Fong Ping looked at the direction where he disappeared, rubbed his chin, and said with a smile, "This. I'm afraid he's also a Paragon rank 8 or 9. He's a competitor. It's fine as long as everyone knows it. I'll leave first. There are many things to do now. I don't have time to discuss these with everyone. Everyone can arrange for people to enter Earth and wait for notice. The results will be out within a month." As Fong Ping said that, he glanced at Wu Quishan and tore through the air with a smile. Someone wanted to stop him, but he frowned for a moment and stopped. The hearts of the people were not united. It was hard to say whether Venerable Thunder Overlord had left or not. If they made a move now, they might really be taken advantage of. Furchuan and King Huai looked at each other, a little bitter. Once again, Fong Ping had escaped death. Venerable Thunder Overlord did not come earlier or later. His appearance at this time made some people waver. Both of them sighed in their hearts. Fong Ping, this guy who had been loitering in front of them since he entered the high ranks, had really grown up, and just as they were feeling emotional, a loud explosion resounded throughout the catacombs. On the side of the void mausoleum grotto heaven, the explosion was incomparably loud. In the next moment, Fong Ping, who had concealed his aura, shot out explosively, laughing loudly and saying, "It's finally complete. Everyone, goodbye." In the midst of everyone's frowns, Fong Ping disappeared instantly. Qinghua and the others looked at each other. Someone said faintly, "This ability to conceal aura is really scary." They did not sense Fong Ping going to the void mausoleum grotto heaven. Chapter 1061. Outside the catacombs. The moment Fong Ping exited the North Lake catacombs, his back was drenched in cold sweat. Today was extremely stressful. Destroying the 3 major realms was a gamble of luck. Fortunately, the gamble paid off. With the destruction of the 3 major realms, Fong Ping felt much more at ease. The hostile forces in the realms had been destroyed. The remaining few realms were now more cooperative than hostile. As a result, the threat from the outer realms had been reduced by half. Besides, he had killed the earthly wisdom, making the evil sect the target of public criticism. The Destiny Royal Court was no longer able to conquer the outer realms. It could be said that he had accomplished everything in excess this time. It was even more perfect than planned. Of course, it was also very dangerous, especially in the final stage. If Fong Ping did not feel that he had the cat to rely on, he might not have dared to kill the earthly wisdom. As he was thinking about the cat, Fong Ping's eyes moved, and he turned around instantly. Not only him, Wu Quishan also sensed the movement and looked back. At this moment, there were still people outside the passageway, but they did not see anything. However, these 2 powerhouses saw a scene that made them speechless. The fat cat flew out leisurely, holding a small dried fish in its mouth, holding a canopy in its paws, watching and laughing. Fong Ping's mentality probed and saw the scene from before appear on the canopy. The cat was elated, watching with relish, ignoring Fong Ping and Wu Quishan. After eating the small dried fish, a big fish head suddenly appeared on its paws. Fong Ping was stunned. Wu Quishan was stunned long ago. That fish, the fish that came with the crazy Taoist? The cat looked up and saw both of them looking at it. It was a little confused, muttering, "What are you looking at? I didn't poke it to death, I just made it give me the fish head to eat. I've already said that I'll keep it in the future." Fong Ping's mouth opened slightly. "You chopped off the fish head, and you still want to keep it to eat?" He felt a little sorry for the fish. Nobody knew when the cat had snuck in. Seeing a big fish, it would be strange if it was not tempted. The cat continued looking at the canopy and said regretfully, "What a pity, you only blew up a few. If you blew up a few more, blowing up the entire outer realm, that would be nice." As the cat spoke, it shook its fat body and leisurely flew toward Charm City. The show was over, and the food was in its hands. This cat was going to bask in the sun and wait to brush its fur. Fong Ping was speechless. Wu Quishan was speechless too. He looked at Fong Ping and asked after a while, "It came back a long time ago?" "Yes." "No wonder." Wu Quishan smiled bitterly. He saw that the others were waiting outside, but no one had seen the cat. His expression changed, and he said, "It's very strong, and its mental strength is very strong. Other than us, no one else has noticed it." The cat had flown out with a swagger, but at this moment, it was as if no one had seen it. This fellow's spiritual energy was terrifyingly strong. Fong Ping was not surprised. The gray cat's mentality must be very strong because its source world was very strong. These two were still related. The reason why the gray cat liked to stab people to death in the source world was because of its strong mental strength. Fong Ping ignored the cat and said quickly, "Let's go. We'll subdue Huatong Mountain first. You should hurry up and blow up Mount Luofu. Today, we'll completely annihilate the 3 major realms and blow up the 3 passageways." Wu Quishan did not say much and flew towards South Capital quickly. The 3 major realms all had passageways that led to the human world. Blowing up the 3 major realms would cause the passageways to self-destruct. From now on, humans could guard against the 3 realms. This was a great achievement. Not long after, 2 loud explosions resounded through South Capital and South Min region, while humans were still waiting for the results of the battle. March 23rd afternoon. Fong Ping's figure appeared on all the television channels on Earth at almost the same time. At this moment, Fong Ping had a gentle smile on his face. He was no longer arrogant and domineering. In the past, Fong Ping always thought that Zhang Tao's smile was gentle. Among all the peerless martial artists, he had always thought that Zhang Tao was the most approachable. Until today, Fong Ping did not deliberately imitate Zhang Tao, but unconsciously, he also showed such a smile to the public. This was because he was facing all of humanity. Many people in Sino Nation were dazed when they saw Fong Ping. At this moment, some of the older martial artists seemed to see Zhang Tao's shadow. Just like when Zhang Tao was the minister, Minister Zhang always had a smile on his face no matter who he was. He was always calm when he did things, as if nothing could stump him. Now Minister Zhang had left. The young Minister Fong took office. Everyone thought that the young and energetic Fong Ping would be different from the era of Minister Zhang. But at this moment, they suddenly felt relieved. This kind of Fong Ping made them feel at ease. Sun City. Fong Ping's figure appeared on the huge screen. Countless people gave up watching television at home and walked to the streets and alleys. They gathered together, craning their necks to look at the big screen. They wanted to know how the battle was going. Previously, Fong Ping had been live streaming for a long time and suddenly said that he had something to deal with. Everyone was very worried about the battle in the catacombs. Now that he was live streaming again, and it was on all the channels, everyone wanted to know the results as soon as possible. When they saw Fong Ping's figure, Sun City was filled with cheers. Fong Ping appeared with a gentle smile. He must have won. As expected, the next moment, Fong Ping proved their guess. Humans have won. On the television, Fong Ping's voice was not too loud, but it made everyone ecstatic. Today, humanity's great enemy, Mount Luofu, Mount Huatong, and the three major sects of virtual mausoleum grotto heaven have been completely annihilated. 5 Desperation Realm martial artists were killed. Destiny Royal Court. Hundreds of rank 9, hundreds of rank 7 and 8 martial artists, as well as 30,000 Destiny troops were killed. Beihu Catacombs had a great victory. Minister Wu Quishan led the Wusan Army, MCMU Army, and the University of Martial Arts Army to create a legendary victory of 50,000 against 150,000, killing 80,000 in a major army battle. Commander Li Daong led the Fallen Star Army and a few other major armies to achieve a glorious victory in the Donglin Catacombs, conquering the Donglin Catacombs in one battle. At this point, Magic City, Donglin, Nanjiang, Beihu, and Tianan, the 5 major outer regions, are connected and completely pacified. In addition, the 4 major catacombs of Capital City, Forbidden City, South Capital, and South Fujian have suffered heavy losses and are unable to invade again. Humans have 107 outer regions. Sino Nation has 24 outer regions. After today's battle, 9 catacombs will no longer be a threat to humanity. Of the remaining 15 catacombs in Sino Nation, 9 are guarded by Grandmasters and Borderlands. The other 6 will be guarded by the Fallen Star Army, Wusan Army, National Defense Army, and the newly established Sky Demon Army in the Sky Division. The 4 main Guardian residences will be jointly formed to guard them. On the television, Fong Ping laughed heartily. Humans, it's time to turn defense into offense. The situation is great. In addition, there's another piece of good news to announce. The acting minister of the Education Ministry, Wu Quishan, has broken through today and achieved the pinnacle. Humans have another pinnacle powerhouse. When he said this, cheers erupted from all over the country, even from all over the world. Victory! A great victory! Killing 5 pinnacles, hundreds of rank 9s, killing hundreds of thousands of military martial artists. In this battle, Donglin and Beihu Catacombs' effective forces were completely wiped out. This battle might also be the most glorious battle since Earth resisted the Catacombs. As for the battle in the Imperial Battleground, although there were more powerhouses who participated in the battle, everyone did not see it, and some news was not disclosed to the public. Unlike today, Fong Ping announced everything to the public. Cheers rang through every corner of Earth. On the television, Fong Ping continued, "Today, there are martial artists in Sino Nation and other countries who have broken through to Grandmaster, a lot of them. From 100 years ago, there were very few Grandmasters in Sino Nation and in the world. Until now, humans have risen. More than a year ago, the global Grandmaster ranking appeared. I remember it very clearly." Fong Ping laughed. "There are 212 rank 9 Grandmasters, 525 rank 8 Grandmasters, 1,600 rank 7 Grandmasters." Fong Ping said with a smile, "At that time, I was still not a high rank. Today, the world-famous swordsman Longevity is ranked last in rank 8, and there are more than 2,300 Grandmasters in the world. Some people think that it's a lot, thousands of Grandmasters. But today, does anyone still think that it's a lot? In the outer domain of the Catacombs, there are more than 20 rank 9s, dozens of rank 8s, and hundreds of rank 7s. 10 territory power, comparable to the total of Earth. And this is just the outer domain. We humans actually only have 10 territory power in the outer domain." Fong Ping laughed. "And now, it's only been more than a year, but the world is turned upside down." Fong Ping said loudly, "In the past year or so, we've killed more than 1,200 rank 9s and thousands of rank 7s and 8s. With our meager strength, we've achieved an incomparably glorious battle record. Today, I asked the World Martial Arts Association, in this year, we humans have participated in endless battles. Many powerhouses have fallen. How many high-rank martial artists are there?" Fong Ping chuckled. "At first, I thought that after killing so many Catacombs martial artists, our powerhouses must have suffered heavy losses. But I realized I was wrong. Today, the World Martial Arts Association told me that today, there are 325 registered rank 9 martial artists in the world. Rank 8s, 987. Rank 7s, 2,650. Fong Ping shouted. In just a year, humans have become stronger as they fight. Not only did they not decline, but the more they fight, the braver they fight. The more powerhouses there are. In Sino Nation, Minister Nan Yunyu, Guardian Zhang Weiyu, Guardian Wu Chuan, Minister Wu Quishan, Leader Zhao Xingwu, Minister Chen Yaozu, plus me, a total of 7 people have advanced to impasse. Fong Ping laughed. This is humanity's victory. Martial artists dare to fight. They must fight. Fight for survival. Fight for protection. That's why humans have today's great counterattack. My compatriots, the war is not over. It's just the beginning. Our future is still long. Our future is still very difficult. But no matter what, we have worked hard, fought hard. Even if humans really fail one day, at least we will not regret it. At the end of his speech, Fong Ping said loudly, "From today onwards, global conscription. Today, there are 12 million registered martial artists in the world. It's not enough, far from enough. Back then, we lacked resources, we lacked instructors, we lacked everything. But today, we lack nothing. I want a territory to oversee the martial artist army. To reach 200,000, 107 territories, 20 million martial artists planned. That's why today, the global conscription is 8 million. Everyone says that we are always poor and use force. But let me tell everyone, we are not poor. We have destroyed 3 major territories and seized countless spoils, destroyed several foreign territories. We have also seized countless spoils. We have the right to expand our army. I hope that one day soon, there will be 10,000 high ranks in the world. It won't be too far away. Today, there are close to 4,000 high ranks in the world. In such a difficult environment last year, we have more than 1,600 newly promoted high ranks. I think the future will be even better." Fong Ping encouraged the people loudly, causing countless people to cheer again. 10,000 high ranks. This was Fong Ping's new plan, and it was also a very big goal, but everyone was full of confidence at this moment. It could be done. Humans had created too many miracles. At this moment, the confidence of all humans exploded in an instant. There was nothing that could not be done, only unimaginable. A year ago, no one would have thought that humans would have this day. Today, everyone who watched the live broadcast, without exception, was extremely excited. Sun City, Magic City, and other areas related to Fong Ping were even more excited. Another great victory. Since the beginning of the year, there have been continuous great victories, one after another, which filled everyone with confidence for the future. No more apprehension, no more worry. Just fight. The future was forged by fighting. Martial arts must fight. Neo-martial arts must fight. Mankind must fight. This had become the greatest belief of the current neo-martial artists. At the same time, when Fong Ping finished his victory speech, in the fake sky grave, in a secret place, Zhang Tao's body trembled slightly, muttering, "What now? What was this brat doing?" Recently, in the morning he felt that his injuries were almost healed, and he needed some time to integrate the Tao. But now, not only was his injury completely healed, but he had integrated one of the 6 Tao easily. Very quickly, in less than a day, in his Tao. At this moment, there were suddenly a lot more figures on both sides, and they were also more active. The key point was Zhang Tao rubbed his chin, looking at his Tao. There seemed to be an additional familiar figure, a little speechless. Mother asterisk Kerr. Are you going to usurp the throne, kid? This brat. Why did he come to his Tao? Forget it. People were standing on both sides to welcome him. But why did he come to the center of his Tao? Zhang Tao's consciousness entered the origin of Tao, punching the shadow that was somewhat like Fong Ping in the Tao, causing it to tremble. With a slap, the Fong Ping shrank into the ground. He said unpleasantly, "It's fine if you want to seize power outside, but you want to seize my Tao too. Isn't that too much? I'm in charge of the origin of Tao. This brat actually ran to the center of the Tao. What was the meaning of this?" Zhang Tao violently beat up Fong Ping, muttering, "This brat seems to be doing very well. In less than a month, I feel that the human strength has become stronger. Don't wait for me to go out. He must have pacified the human's external aggression, right?" Zhang Tao did not know whether to laugh or cry. If that was really the case, that would be great. If he went out, he might as well retire. However, it was just a thought. No matter how fast Fong Ping's breakthrough was Emperor level, Saint, Heavenly King, he might not be able to overcome each of the checkpoints. He still had to rely on himself. Sigh, it's useless to count on you, kid. You can only beat up the weak. The key is still up to me. Zhang Tao was filled with emotions. Not bad, improving his strength while lying down felt very good. The stronger the human, the stronger he would be. If Fong Ping did not seize the position in the origin of Tao, he would be even happier. I have to feel some pressure. This brat has been planning to cause trouble for me for a long time. If I go out one day and am not his opponent, wouldn't I be embarrassing myself? Zhang Tao exited the origin world, opened his eyes, looked at Warlord outside, and laughed. Old man Jiang, it's time to do something big. What? Courting death. Warlord was dumbfounded. Courting death? You can't hide to improve your strength. It's too slow. The evil sect's 3 great protectors are not bad. They're all saint level. Come, let's go find them and CK them up. Zhang Tao was no longer dispirited. He stood up instantly, dragging Warlord along to find the 3 great saints to fight. Warlord's face turned purple. I've just reached Emperor level. You want to bring me to find the 3 great saints to fight? Even if you're courting death, you shouldn't be courting death like this, right? What's wrong with this Zhang Tao kid? Is he tired of living, or is he inflated? Is Spirit Emperor's bathwater so effective? This old man is also hidden a little. How about I drink some too? Zhang Tao did not care what he thought. He was a little anxious. Although he also had the strength of a saint level now. When he left, Fong Ping had just reached the level of a half-step paragon, but who knew what this kid had been doing recently? Human strength improved so quickly, this kid might have gone to rob the catacombs. His own strength might have improved a lot too. If this went on, would he, old Zhang, not have to look at this kid's face? This was going against the heavens. Before going out, I need to have the combat strength of a heavenly king. Let Warlord stabilize his Emperor level. Li Jin break through to Emperor level. It's best if there are a few more Emperor levels among the others. That kid is playing around outside. I'm doing big things here. A bunch of youngsters. Can they really surpass us old guys? Zhang Tao muttered in his heart. His mouth did not stop. He quickly said, Old Jiang, stop slacking. Hurry up and improve your strength. That kid Fong Ping has broken through to the Paragon. Now there are 7 or 8 more desperation realms in the outside world. If you don't work hard, you'll be left behind. Your grandson's grandson's grandson will soon surpass you. Warlord was speechless. He was bluffing. We've only been here for less than a month. How could there be 7 or 8 paragons? You can't bullshit like this. Although he did not believe it, Warlord more or less felt some pressure. It could not be that unbelievable, right? That kid Fong Ping had broken through to the Paragon? That was too fast. Magic City. Fong Ping still did not know that his figure had gone to Old Zhang's avenue to snatch territory. He did not feel anything when Old Zhang beat him up. However, he had done this a lot. He could not beat Old Zhang in reality, but he had tormented Old Zhang a lot in the source world. Old Zhang did all the hard work. If he did not do well, Fong Ping would also beat him up. Until now, in the origin Dao, Old Zhang's figure was still swollen. At this moment, Fong Ping's speech ended. He began to count his gains this time. The gains were incomparably huge. He did not have much time to rob the Void Mausoleum Grotto Heaven. Snatching a few things, he blew up the Void Mausoleum Grotto Heaven himself. However, over at Huatong Mountain, Fong Ping still gained a lot. Huatong Mountain was not as good as Luofu Mountain. In Luofu Mountain, Fong Ping gained a lot, close to 80 billion wealth points. Of course, Fong Ping consumed a lot too. Previously, he was left with less than 27 billion wealth points. After he finished harvesting at Huatong Mountain, including a part of the Void Mausoleum Grotto Heaven, Fong Ping's wealth points reached 80 billion again. In 2 places, he gained 53 billion wealth points. This time, he gained more than 130 billion wealth points, plus resources worth up to 1,300 trillion. It was unimaginable. This was also the reason why Fong Ping was full of confidence this time, the reason why he wanted to expand his army. If he used all these resources, humanity's strength would increase by a huge margin. Fong Ping did not care about the consumption. If he did not use them now, should he keep them and use them when they were destroyed in the future? The land of the three major realms was proof. After saving so many years of inventory, Fong Ping took them all in one fell swoop this time. Of course, there were fewer people in the land of the three major realms. It was not that they did not want to use them, it was that they could not use them anymore. However, there were some things that they could use, but they were occupied by powerhouses. For example, the Eternal Lake could actually be used by middle and high-rank martial artists for body honing, but the Land of the Realms was usually used by desperate ones. The inferior treasures could not be used, and the better treasures could not be used. This also caused the Land of the Realms to be unable to make the best use of everything. On the Sky Island, Fong Ping took out a large number of treasures, piling them up like a mountain. In all directions, the martial artists had long been dazzled by the sight, their saliva starting to drip. Fong Ping almost did not keep anything. He said quickly, "Distribute them to the various departments. Don't think about saving them. No need. We humans don't keep these things. Use them all. The key is to improve your strength. As for the future, that's a matter for the future. If there's a day when you run out of resources, then don't practice martial arts anymore. The world is at peace. That's great. Therefore, if you have money, spend it on the spot. Everyone cultivate hard too. Recently, there have been frequent wars. Everyone has reached their limits. Digest for a period of time first, then we'll talk about other things. In this 1 month, there had been 2 consecutive super wars. Everyone was really tired. At this time, there was not much meaning in continuing to fight. It was better to digest everything and improve their strength. Moreover, there might be another war a month later, so everyone had to recuperate for a period of time. After distributing the items, Fong Ping took a look at his new data, satisfied. He also needed some time to settle down. Of course, the time he needed would not be too long. Others could rest for a period of time, but he still had to be busy these days. Wealth, 80 billion points vitality, 513,200 calories, 513,200 calories, mentality, 10,900 hertz, 10,900 hertz, can be cut, origin, vertical 525 meters, increase 52, 5%, horizontal 3,100 meters, increase 31%, combat techniques, god-slaying saber techniques, plus 7%, void-piercing swordsmanship, plus 3%, manic explosion saber, plus 1%, combat technique combination deduction, 1 million points / time energy shield, 1 point / minute, plus, aura simulation, 10 points / minute plus, origin detailed analysis, 10 to 100 million points / time strength control, 80% limit outburst, 782,100 cal / 977700 cal at 80 billion points of wealth made Fong Ping think, maybe, he should build an imperishable substance lake and origin chi lake in the heavenly division. Origin chi lake? Fong Ping grinned suddenly. If this news spread, the entire 3 realms would be shocked. Of course, he would not let this news spread. Even if this thing was to be supplied, it would be supplied to those rank 9 powerhouses, helping them to quickly reach the peak. I still have to think of a way to deal with the evil sect and those powerhouses who are tempted by the evil sect. Other than that, Fong Ping thought of something. He did not tell the cat about the Tengu's remains. He had discussed it with Dihui and the rest before. Did the cat know? This fellow, his old friend's remains were in the evil sect. If he knew, would he still have the mood to sleep in? Right? Where was Jiao? Fong Ping rubbed his chin. Jiao was lost just like that? How pitiful. Chapter 1062. 3 realms were destroyed, and 5 paragons were killed. There was no lack of discussion in the 3 realms. The Destiny Royal Court, which used to dominate a region, was not only a bystander this time, but countless powerhouses were also killed, which made everyone sigh. After this battle ended, the 3 realms, which was a little chaotic before, quietened down instead. Undercurrents were surging. The paragons suddenly disappeared. Evil sects, humans, grandmasters, overseas immortal islands at this moment. it was all quiet. The shuffling of the cards also made the situation of the three realms clearer. One by one, the paragons who did not appear before began to appear one after another. An ancient tree in the Sanyua dynasty had shown its traces before, possessing paragons' combat strength. On the Destiny Royal Court side, there seemed to be a paragons appearing now. After Ji Yao and Universe Bao returned to the Royal Court, there seemed to be a mysterious powerhouse disappearing in a flash, his purpose and origin unknown. Fong Ping also began to record the information of the powerhouses of the three realms again. Grandmasters, there was one more paragons appearing now, Xian He of Dark Light Sect. There were a total of 10 paragons of grandmasters. In the bounded domain, there were only Weiyu Mountain, Wangwu Mountain, and Xuanda Grotto Heaven left. These three also had one more paragons, Ling Xiao. After this battle, this woman actually recovered her paragon's strength without a sound. In the bounded domain, there were 4 desperate realms. Heavenly Plant's Royal Court, there were 4. Heaven's Fate Royal Court didn't include the 2 newcomers, Ji Hong and King Pingshan. In the overseas Immortal Islands, according to Li Wuji, there were about 10 desperate realms. As for the overseas demon tribe, there was not only that big fish, there were still a few paragons, or else they would not have forced the overseas Immortal Islands to ask for help. Including the crazy Taoist, there were currently 7. That's 37 desperate realms. For the humans, including me, Old Wu, and Commander Li, that's 40. And for the evil sects, 2 were killed. How many are there? There are at least 5 or 6 of them. This did not include the 2 demon royal courts. There were also desperate realms demons appearing in these 2 places. In total, there were probably 50 paragons in the 3 realms. Before this, Fong Ping had only listed 28 paragons and 3 emperor ranks. And this was the data before the 5 paragons were killed. One couldn't help but admit that there were some people who hid themselves quite deeply. They would not show themselves until the critical moment. Fong Ping reassessed the strength of all parties and realized that there was still a long way to go. His goal was simple. Before old Zhang and the others returned, the 3 realms would be the strongest in the human realm. But now it was still too early. Strictly speaking, Old Wu was the only desperation realm human. Just as Fong Ping was calculating everything. In the king's battlefield, the dimensional battlefield, the space of the battlefield that Fong Ping and the others had entered earlier trembled violently. On the altar, a silhouette was faintly discernible, flickering for a moment. Gradually, the silhouette began to solidify. The phantom image slowly appeared, revealing a bright and handsome face. "I have recovered," the mysterious man murmured, seeming to be happy and sad at the same time. He murmured, "He has recovered. The great chaos is coming. Is the 9 heavens going to reappear?" The battlefield was shrinking. It seemed to want to return to his body and become his source world again. While the battlefield was shrinking, some barriers seemed to be broken. In the void, black cracks appeared. The dimensional battlefield that could not be broken before now vaguely appeared the second heavens. The mysterious man murmured, "Are the dead all coming back?" In the first heavens, the dimensional battlefield is densely packed, a world, a powerhouse. The powerhouses of the heavenly realm are coming back. The dead were coming back. The mysterious man was neither happy nor sad. He murmured a few times and gradually dissipated. The battlefield had not completely become the source world yet, but this was a trend, a beginning. They might be recovering. This also meant that the great change was coming completely. The great Tao had begun to loosen. It was not only the human realm. The 9 heavens was about to reappear. In the past, no matter how strong a martial artist was, he could only break through the first heavens. But from now on, perhaps the standard used to measure combat strength in the 9 heavens would be used in the 3 realms again. Star Town. Ever since the few old ancestors died in battle and the others entered the celestial cemetery, Star Town gradually became deserted. A portion of the powerhouses had already entered the various departments to start training. The quiet Star Town was very beautiful, but it had also lost some of its liveliness. But today, there was something unusual in this quiet little city, an anomaly that no one noticed. Startown Conference Hall. At the entrance of the hall, there used to be 13 statues, but now there were a lot less. No one had ever thought of digging up Startown, and no one had ever thought of touching these statues. These were the source objects of the 13 old ancestors. Their life and death depended on the statues. No one had ever touched the bodies of these statues in Startown because that would be disrespectful. Among them, the statue of Heavenly King subduing was the most important. At this moment, the glabello of the statue of Heavenly King subduing flickered, and a small black hole appeared, so small that it could not be seen. The black hole was extremely mysterious, and it disappeared in a flash. If someone's mental power was strong enough at this moment, they would discover a shocking scene when they probed inside. Inside the black hole was a vast world. In the center of this world, a huge square appeared. This square seemed to be the only one in the entire world, with light and not darkness. On the square, all kinds of words were imprinted on the ground. In the center of the square, a white-haired old man with disheveled hair sat on the ground, holding a book in his hand and reading it seriously. The old man's limbs were shackled, and the end of the chain seemed to lead to the depths of the entire world. At this moment, the old man suddenly looked up and said softly, "The seal has loosened? Interesting, interesting. Li Xuanxia, you suppressed this old man, but someone wants to let me go. This 3 realms is getting more and more interesting. I seem to sense the aura of a powerhouse. Who's coming?" Silence reigned. The old man smiled and continued to bury his head in the book. It wasn't a proper book. Or rather, it wasn't an ancient book. In the book, scenes appeared one after another. A punch that destroyed a planet. A palm that shattered the universe. A comic book. It was a modern comic book, a lousy work drawn by an unknown cartoonist with bold and unconstrained ideas. The old man read it with great interest. The old man continued to read, his finger dripping with saliva as he flipped the pages. After flipping a page, he looked up again. "Why aren't you leaving?" "Not leaving? Why should I?" The old man wasn't surprised by the question. He smiled and said, "I'm reading a book to cultivate my mind. Li Xuanxia suppressed me for 7,000 years. 6,000 years ago, I wanted nothing more than to kill my way out and hack that old thing to death. But 1,000 years ago, I realized that this kind of life isn't too bad. But that guy hasn't come for some time. Is he dead? If he's dead, no one will send me anything to relieve my boredom. Recently, I've been studying cytology. Do you have any information on this? Send some to me. I found a topic worth researching." The old man said excitedly, "Do you know? I'm trying to divide the cells, splitting the golden body into cells, and then splitting the chi and blood. You probably don't know this, but a cell corresponds to a portion of chi and blood. Chi and blood fuse with the cells, recombining. When that time comes, you will realize that you can become anything you want. You can become a dragon, an insect, a human, a demon, a human, a mountain, a lake. It's too interesting. The human body is the most mysterious thing." The old man was like a mad scientist as he said excitedly, "And I also realized that a cell is a life. I read Journey to the West. Sun Wukong has thousands of incarnations. Actually, that's not fiction. We can do it too. When we give the cells energy, chi, and blood, and the ability to regenerate. When that time comes, you can also have thousands of incarnations. That's too interesting. In the past, we could only use our spiritual consciousness to create clones. But very few people have thought of creating clones, and almost no one has done it. This is an epic-making discovery." The old man was very excited. He smiled happily and said, "How is it? Isn't it great?" There was silence in the dark. After a long time, someone said, "Since you don't want to go out, I only have one question for you. What is the celestial source? Back then, you created the celestial source, didn't you?" "Celestial source?" The old man smiled and suddenly became silent. "What is the seed of rebirth?" The voice came again. "You created the celestial source. What does it have to do with the seed of rebirth?" The old man frowned and said after a long time, "I'm just a designer." "Do you know what a designer is?" "I'm only responsible for the design, not the creation. The design was destroyed back then. I've been locked up for thousands of years and have long forgotten about it. Why are you asking me? Forgotten? The voice came again. The celestial source plan caused the collapse of the three realms, the fall of the heavenly realm, the disappearance of the 9 sovereigns and 4 emperors, and the deaths of countless powerhouses. You are the person responsible for the design of the celestial source. I'm very curious. Why did you have to create the celestial source back then? What does the celestial source mean? Why did Heavenly King Suppression suppress you? What's above the celestial source? The old man continued to read and said without raising his head, "You're asking me. How would I know? I'm just an emperor, not even a sage." "Is that so?" The voice laughed and said, "The most outstanding artifact craftsman in the heavenly realm. Is there a need to lower yourself to this extent? I heard that the heaven exterminating the arch of the extreme Tao heavenly emperor built the hall of 10,000 origins, the god execution tablet, and even his god exterminating spear. You do know quite a lot." The old man yawned and said with a smile, "But that was so many years ago, I don't remember." "I say, shouldn't you leave?" "Leave?" The voice laughed and said, "Up to you if you don't want to leave. If you don't want to talk about the immortal origin and the seed of rebirth, that's up to you. I have a request. Today, I want to forge a divine artifact, and I need D-Zune to design it for me." "I won't," the old man said indifferently. "I've long forgotten that I'm an expert in human anatomy now. If you want to learn cell division, I'll teach you. If you want to forge a divine artifact, do it yourself." How can this old man remember how to forge a divine artifact? God Creation Envoy, why do you have to do this? Even the ancient D-Zune of the 3 realms only remembered the 3 envoys, 8 kings, and 36 saints. However, they had forgotten that they were not the strongest but the most useful God Creation Envoy. The 3 realms only knew that divine artifacts were invincible, but they didn't know that most of the divine artifacts were designed and forged by the God Creation Envoy. No one even knew that the strongest divine artifact was none other than the immortal origin, God Creation Envoy. Am I right? The old man yawned, shook the iron chain, and said indifferently, "What God Creation Envoy? I don't remember. If you don't leave, this old man will sleep." The cat was right. In this world, sleeping was the longest. If you want to live long, it's better to sleep. "Cat," the voice in the air laughed. "The cat is no longer sleeping. It has long since left the mountain to assist others. God Creation Envoy, you were willing to forge a divine artifact for the cat back then. So why aren't you willing to forge one for me? Don't you think it's a waste to forge a divine artifact for the cat?" The old man said lazily, Are you worthy of being compared to the cat? The cat is so cute. If I give it a little bell, it can let me touch it for 3 years. Can I touch you for 3 years? Scram. If you don't scram, I'll burn you to death. Do you believe me? God Creation Envoy, there's no need to do this, Wong. Before he finished speaking, a fire was ignited in the air. The weak flame instantly burned the void. Kacha, kacha. He burned 5 levels of heaven in a row. It was easy. In this space, the old man instantly ignited 5 levels of heaven and earth. 5 levels of heaven and earth required 4 million calories of blood chi to shatter. The old man casually waved his hand, and the flames burned. An emperor stage with a limit of less than 4 million calories of blood chi would be instantly burned to death. However, the old man said that he was an emperor stage. The voice in the dark was also much more ethereal. The God Creation Envoy is indeed powerful. I'm afraid you're also one of the few powerhouses in the 3 realms who can achieve 100% control of power. The God Creation Envoy yawned again and said lightly, If you continue talking nonsense, I'll burn you to death. Get lost. Hurry up. Don't think that you're amazing just because you hide your head and show your tail. If I'm not wrong, your strength is not that great. What are you pretending for? Huh? Then I'll take my leave. God Creation Envoy. I'll come again when I'm free. The voice disappeared completely. The old man continued to read, and the flames disappeared. The broken fifth level of heaven began to heal. After a while, the old man raised his head, his eyes moving. That cat came out of the mountain? Interesting. I wonder if it's fat? With a laugh, the old man lowered his head to read the book again. He would talk about it after reading the comic. On this day, there were strange movements in some places in the three realms. Heaven Division. Fong Ping had just settled things when a cat lay on the ground at the door and said lazily, "Liar, it's time to return the money." "Hurry up. I'm going to sleep." "Sleep?" Fong Ping frowned. "Why are you going to sleep? Long sleep or short sleep?" "Long sleep," the cat muttered. "I was in a good mood, but recently I've been in a bad mood." Fong Ping's eyes moved slightly. He squatted down and smiled. "Big cat, did something happen?" The cat's long sleep often meant that danger had happened. The cat was now the strongest in the three realms. At least Fong Ping thought so. Did it feel the danger? Everything was developing in a good direction now. Where did the danger come from? Even the cat wanted to avoid it? The cat yawned lazily. "I don't know. Anyway, I just want to sleep. If I fall asleep this time and wake up, the three realms might be gone. You'll be gone too. I have to return the money. I'm going to hide for the winter. I'll wake up after 30 to 50,000 years." Fong Ping laughed dryly and said quickly, "Brother Cat." The cat's tail suddenly stood up. Brother Cat. This was not a good title. It hated being called Brother Cat. Fong Ping was embarrassed. He said quickly, "Big cat, what's going on? Tell me." The cat muttered, "I don't know if I say it, but there might be trouble. The big change this time is worse than before." "Liar. Some of the dead seem to be coming back to life. I don't know if it was caused by hitting Big Sun last time. Anyway, I think it has something to do with that time. I told you not to let me work, but you insisted." "This is great. There seems to be a problem with Ninth Heaven's lockdown. Some of the dead who were trapped in Ninth Heaven forever seem to be coming back." Fong Ping's expression changed. What did it mean? The cat yawned again and said lazily, "It seems like this. I sense the origin of the cat protection team leader. It seems to be alive. But the cat protection team leader died a long time ago." Cat protection team leader. Fong Ping was stunned. What was this? The cat knew what he was thinking. It said weakly, "It's to protect cats. Cats don't fight. Someone has to protect cats. I was planning to make you the cat protection team leader when you became stronger. But now, the old team leader seems to be alive. Why don't you not be the deputy leader?" Fong Ping's face darkened. "Leader my ass. What was this cat thinking? I don't have a boss." "Liar. You'll be struck by lightning if you scold me." The cat said disdainfully, "Hurry up and pay me back. I'm telling you, I can live stream now. If you don't pay, I'll live stream the whole world and tell everyone that you bullied cats." Fong Ping was confused. This cat, what was it doing? "Big cat, there's no rush." Fong Ping said hurriedly, "You haven't told me if it's dangerous. How would I know?" The cat said impatiently, "I'm going to sleep. I'm going to look for the cat protection team leader. If he's alive, I can sleep peacefully." "Where's the cat protection team leader? Is he strong?" "He's stronger than you." The cat attacked him again, then shook its head and said, "I don't know where he is. Maybe he hasn't fully awakened, so I can't sense it clearly. But I might be able to find him if I look for him." Fong Ping looked sad. The fat cat was going to run away. If it left, where could he go to swindle Cough? Where could he worship this lucky cat? Fong Ping's eyes flickered. He said quickly, "Big cat, it's so tiring for you to look for him. I'll help you look. It's not too late for you to go to sleep after you find him. Think about it. Who knows where he's trapped? If he's trapped in the latrine, are you going to go there too? If he's trapped for years and shit a lot, are you going to look and smell it? I think you should at least wait for me to find him, get him to clean up the place, and arrange a place for you to stay. It's not too late for you to leave, right?" The cat really wanted to smack him to death. It was disgusted. Liars were so disgusting. They purposely disgusted the cat every time. It was so annoying. But after thinking about it, it made sense. Could the cat protection team leader be trapped in some dirty place? This cat likes to be clean. The cat said weakly, "You're trying to lie to me again. You lie to me every day and don't give me any benefits. I'm not doing it anymore. I want to run away from home. Fong Ping was speechless. After a long time, he smiled and said, I'm not lying to you this time. I've prepared 300 carts of snacks for you. They'll be here soon. The cat muttered, got up lazily, turned around, and walked out. They would talk about it later. It had a feeling that the changes this time would exceed the past. Even it felt that it was a little dangerous. At this time, Fong Ping suddenly said, you know about the heavenly hound, right? It might be in the cult. Even if it's dead, aren't you going to snatch its corpse back? The cat turned and looked at him. After staring for a while, it thought for a while and said, if the big dog is dead, there won't be a corpse. If it's not dead, then it must have a bad idea. Don't worry about the big dog. That cult's big dog corpse might not be real. Anyway, I can't sense that the big dog is still here. Don't always use cats to lie to me. The cat was depressed. I heard everything you said, okay. Fong Ping laughed. That might not be true. The cult headquarters is in a celestial fragment. It's normal that you can't sense it. But if the heavenly hound is really dead and its corpse is still here, can you bear to see your brother's corpse being defiled? The cat sighed. It had a feeling that it was going to be tricked again. It was so hard to be a cat. Speaking of which, it felt sleepy and not sleepy recently. What was the meaning of this? It was confused recently. The cat stared at Fong Ping. The scammer had become stronger again. Could it be related to the scammer? The cat began to think about its life as a cat. As it pondered, with a thud, it sprawled on the ground and fell asleep. It was too tiring to think. Sleep first. Fong Ping did not know whether to laugh or cry. You still want to run away from home? Where are you going? You'll fall asleep halfway and be picked up by someone. P.S. I've been reading a book recently, Dungeon Players. I think it'll be popular. Brothers, you can go read it. Chapter 1063. The cat had fallen asleep, but Fong Ping was frowning. The strong had awakened. Actually, since the appearance of the resurrected martial artist, Fong Ping knew that it was very difficult to annihilate a powerhouse. Unless the other party's spiritual energy, indestructible substance, and golden body were all crushed, there was a chance that the other party would recover several years later. But at this time, Fong Ping frowned again. During the battle in the Heaven Realm, many people died. According to his conjecture, most of them were just affected by the shockwaves and were annihilated. Among the 36 saints, many of them were killed by the shockwaves. Sovereigns and extreme Tao heavenly emperors fighting, these people could not intervene. Now it seemed that these people were indeed not completely dead. And the green cat, Fong Ping squatted down and stared at the cat's big head. Where did this cat come from? In a cat protection team? From what it said, the leader of its cat protection team was not weak. Even the old cat had to seek refuge with someone. The other party was at least at the overlord tier, or even stronger. Can you pull the humans over? Fong Ping calculated in his mind. The Dragon Emperor, Gong Zhuanzi, and the other humans all had a lot to do with the Ash Cat. If it weren't for the Ash Cat, these people wouldn't have helped the humans fight against a strong enemy. Song Mao. Tengu. Fong Ping suddenly felt that he really needed to make a trip to the cult. Were the corpses of the evil cult members Tengu's? According to Song Mao's words, the heavenly hound was either completely dead or a corpse was left behind. It was very likely that it was not dead. The heavenly hound was an extremely powerful expert, but the heavenly hound loved to fight. Fong Ping was doubtful. Even if the heavenly hound was not dead, would it be willing to help humans? Even if the Ash Cat did not help humans, it would not become their enemy. However, it was hard to say for the heavenly hound. Not necessarily. Isn't Jiao the descendant of Tengu? Maybe we should look for Jiao. As Fong Ping thought about this, he began to devise his next plan. Time was tight, and he still had a lot of things to do. McMao. Fong Ping returned to MCMU once again. In the battle on the 23rd, MCMU's powerhouses were in the limelight. Mad Lion, Wu Wudi, Little Spear King. In the process of fighting against the catacombs, these powerhouses who had recently risen to power had made a name for MCMU and mankind. He was invincible among his peers. Victory in every battle. MCMU Martial Arts Society. Fong Ping was no longer familiar with the martial arts society. Some of the older members left the martial arts society and the university one after another. Some of the leaders of the martial arts society, when Fong Ping was the president, had almost all retired. Of course, over at the martial arts society, Chen Yunxi had yet to step down as the president. But soon. In reality, Chen Yunxi did not care much about the martial arts society anymore. She had discussed with Fong Ping about replacing people, but they could not find a suitable candidate even after so long. Currently, MCMU was full of talents. There was no shortage of candidates for president. In the president's office of the martial arts club, Fong Ping strode in. The decorations were still the same as before. Ever since he became the president and Chen Yunxi took over, everything remained the same. The decorations in the office were still the same as before. At this moment, there was someone in the office. There was more than one person. Fong Ping stepped in. The few of them looked at Fong Ping with a complicated expression. Chen Yunxi, Fu Chaning, Zhao Lei, Yang Xiaoman. These people were all Fong Ping's classmates. However, after entering martial arts university, Fong Ping actually did not attend many classes. Other than these people, there were also some newly emerged elite students. Fong Ping did not look at them, nor did he care about them. He nodded at Chen Yunxi. Very quickly, his gaze landed on a person in the corner. He sat alone in a corner, indifferent and fierce. This was Zhao Xuemei. This was the Zhao Xuemei who walked out of the Donglin catacombs this time. One person and one staff. With the strength of a middle stage rank 7, she swept the same rank with her staff. She took down 3 rank 7s and killed them. A rank 7 powerhouse who walked out of a bloodbath. Even at this moment, she deliberately restrained herself. There was still a murderous aura that could not be concealed. Zhao Xuemei suddenly killed her way out during the big battle. No one knew what she had experienced these days, and no one asked. Compared to before, the current Zhao Xuemei was much more withdrawn. Even if these people were very familiar with her, now that they were in contact, they could not help but avoid her a little. The murderous aura was heavy, and the smell of blood was very thick. Fong Ping looked at Zhao Xuemei. Zhao Xuemei was also looking at him. When she saw Fong Ping, she nodded slightly. Fong Ping also nodded, saying, "Very good, but I still want to say something. Humans are strong, strong in unity, strong as a whole. It's good to move alone, but it's also easy to stray from the group. This person has been away from the group for a long time, so he no longer sees himself as a member of the group. Xuemei, do you understand what I mean?" Zhao Xuemei nodded slightly, not saying anything. Fong Ping laughed. "Don't be like Qin Fengqing. Towards him, I don't have much hope anymore. He has been away from the group for a long time. When he comes back, I'm not even sure if he still sees himself as a human, as an MCMEU person. But that's him. You're my fellow disciple, classmate, friend. I hope that you can keep it that way." Fong Ping said a few simple words and did not continue. Zhao Xuemei had entered rank 7 quickly with her once honed realm. She had even entered middle stage rank 7, surpassing those who had broken through earlier than her. It had to be said that this was very surprising. Of course, it was not surprising either. She had broken through the limitations of her aptitude, worked harder than others, fought harder, and stood on the same starting line. She had gone further than others, and Fong Ping could understand that. Fong Ping sat down, looked at the crowd, and said with emotion, "MCMU's new generation is very strong. In the 3 realms, I don't think there is any force whose new generation is stronger than MCMU. There are many factors involved in this. I won't deny that I have contributed to it, and this is also the truth. But I won't deny your efforts either. Your contributions are not something that any high-ranked martial artist can achieve with just resources alone. To be able to come this far, all of you have made me feel that all my efforts are worth it." Fu Chanding chuckled. "You didn't call us here today just to say this, did you?" Fong Ping, "I'm still anxious to digest what I've gained this time. If you have something to say, just say it. What's the rush?" Fong Ping laughed and said, "Let's talk about a few things. First, the position of the Martial Arts Society president should be changed." Fong Ping laughed. Although all the human forces have gathered as one, from my point of view, everyone is the same. However, people are close and distant. I still have different feelings for MCMAU. That's why the Martial Arts Society needs to continue to be strong and be a good example for the MCMAU students. In a few months, the new students will enter the university. There's no summer break this year. The exams will end in May, and the new students will enter the university in June. Now is also a chance for everyone. Earth's energy is recovering, and MCMAU is a martial arts holy land. There are many powerhouses. Imperishable substances and origin chi are all over MCMAU. The students live here every day, which is very helpful to martial arts. Fu Changding and the others nodded. Soon, Zhao Lei laughed. This martial arts society president election is not up to us. We don't want to be the president either. Fang Ping, be more straightforward. Why don't you let your Fang Yuan be the president? Nonsense, Fang Ping said exasperatedly. Don't give me stupid ideas. Fang Ping looked at the few nervous students in the crowd who were not from the same batch. He suddenly looked at Tang Wen and said, Tang Wen, you're going to be a junior soon. Grandmaster is just around the corner. You're also qualified to be the Martial Arts Society president. What do you think? Tang Wen said nervously, Fang? Minister Fang. Call me senior. Senior. Tang Wen breathed a sigh of relief and said hurriedly, I can't. Also, I have a lot of things to do. My dad said that if I don't break through to rank 7 before July, he will cut off our father-daughter relationship. So, I have to cultivate hard during this period, before July. This timing was very special. Fang Ping broke through to Grandmaster in July. Hearing that, Fang Ping could not help but laugh. Your dad is suffering because he wants to save face. Of course, you're the one suffering. He insisted on choosing before July. You don't have to ask me to know what he wants. Tell him, if he's capable, let him compete with me himself. What's the use of oppressing your daughter? Tang Wen was embarrassed. I don't dare to say that. Also, can my dad compare to you? Fang Ping laughed and looked at the two people in the other corner. They were also the two youngest people this time, Zhang En, Zhang Shui, Zhang Tao's grandson and granddaughter. Old Zhang had a few grandchildren. Zhang Peng was the most outstanding. He was now the governor of Sun City, a rank 8 fifth refinement. The rest were the two who were thrown to MCMAU. Because of Fang Ping, not many people cared about their identities in MCMAU. The grandchildren of the Martial King. If they were anywhere else, in the catacombs or in Grandmaster, they would be at the level of an emperor. However, in MCMAU, not many people cared about this. When Fang Ping had not left MCMAU, he had tormented these two a lot. Of course, there was always a reward for your efforts. Both of them entered the university as middle ranks. Now that they had entered the university for almost a year, both of them had advanced to peak rank 6. They were much stronger than Fang Yuan. Fang Yuan was now peak rank 5. Fang Ping did not expect her to become stronger. As for Fang Yuan, he was more lenient. However, as for these two, Fang Ping glanced at them and smiled. Zhang En, Zhang Shui, according to seniority, both of you have to call me uncle. The office fell silent instantly. Zhang En and Zhang Shui opened their mouths slightly. They wanted to say something, but stopped, their faces showing helplessness. What did he say? Why should they call him uncle? Both of you are old Zhang's grandchildren. Everyone in the 3 realms knows about the Martial King. But to be honest, other than Zhang Peng, who has some fame now, no one in the Zhang family can support the next generation of the Zhang family. Fang Ping sighed. Both of you have come to MCMAU, so you can't embarrass the Zhang family. Both of you are still a distance away from high ranks. You're only freshmen now. Coincidentally, the position of president, Zhang will take it. Do well. That's what you should do. If you don't do well, both of you will be the shame of the Zhang family. I don't care. When your grandfather comes out, he will deal with you. Both of them smiled bitterly. What did he mean by doing well? In the past 2 years, MCMU had become terrifyingly powerful. Who could surpass them? However, since Fang Ping had said so, they had to accept the position of president even if they did not want to. Zhang En was a little nervous. He gritted his teeth and said, Fong, Senior, then I will be the president. I dare not say that I will surpass you, Senior. Useless! Fong Ping suddenly scolded. You don't even have this little bit of ambition? So, what if you surpass me? When I was the president, I thought about beating your grandfather in the future. I thought about replacing him and becoming the minister. Didn't I do it now? Have some ambition. I'm not even emperor level. Surpassing me won't be a problem. As soon as Fong Ping said this, everyone smiled bitterly again. These words, all right, they would not say anything else. It's decided then, President. Now that MCMU has established the MCMU Army, it will mainly be handed over to the Martial Arts Society to manage. I hope that MCMU's army can become an army like the Three Departments Army, and even more powerful. Fong Ping chuckled. It shouldn't be difficult. MCMU is a land of heroes. Want to be a piece of cake to surpass the Wuhan Army? Without waiting for them to speak, Fong Ping pressed his hands together and said, This is a small matter. Let's stop here. The second matter is mainly related to Yunxi, Xuemei, and the rest. I also want to see if you have the opportunity to become stronger. Fong Ping looked at Qin Yunxi and Zhao Xuemei, saying slowly, You have been back for 2 days. Do you know about the origin formation that I laid in MCMAU? Both of them nodded. They had heard about it. You were not here before, and I didn't get any feedback. I want to try and see if you can take this opportunity to become stronger. Zhao Xuemei's eyes moved slightly. She said slowly, Can I do it too? Of course. Fong Ping smiled. But there's a prerequisite. I think you should have no problem. If you can become high-ranked, I think it won't be too big of a problem. In fact, he had already sensed that both of them wanted to absorb his energy and give it back to them. However, Fong Ping did not give them energy. He had other ideas now. In the source world, once those projections appeared, there was a tendency for them to give back. Of course, this was Fong Ping actively releasing energy to give back. It was not passive. Now, the people of Sun City and MCMAU could receive feedback. However, there were a few exceptions. Old Wang and the rest could not do it. He did not know if there were any problems. When Chun Yunxi and Zhao Xuemei stepped into MCMAU, Fong Ping actually had this feeling of feedback, but he had endured it. At this time, Fong Ping muttered, Recently, I've been doing some experiments. The reason I called you here is actually to be my lab rats. The big origin array has not been perfected yet. I want to continue perfecting it and see if there are any differences. Everyone looked at him eagerly. Fong Ping's big origin array had to be said to be a pioneer in the 3 realms. It could actually allow people to increase their strength without any obstacles. Moreover, there was no sense of abruptness. To everyone, this was inconceivable. Could there be changes now? Fong Ping smiled. It's like this. I think the arrangement of the array might not be the balanced kind. Maybe in a certain place, you might obtain a greater increase. Or, in other words, if you make some preparations in advance, you can also become stronger. Even there is a possibility of a second or even a third advancement. Fong Ping was thinking about a problem. The MCMU people's advancement was actually the feedback of his Tao. It had nothing to do with the array. According to his understanding, this Tao was the kind where you and I were both strong. If that was the case, was it really just one advancement? If that was the case, the effect was actually not considered heaven-defying. One advancement per person. If some rank 1 martial artist advanced to rank 2, if they did not have a chance to advance again in the future, was this considered becoming stronger together? Therefore, this time, Fong Ping also did an experiment to see. In the end, would there be a chance for a second advancement? The few of them could not be more envious. It could still be improved? Was it real or fake? Once was already surprising enough. It could actually be done again. Fu Changding could not wait. Then what are we waiting for? Let's give it a try. Then let's go. Fong Ping stood up and said as he walked, I've checked. If you want to say the most suitable place for MCMU to advance, it should be the Southern Cemetery. Everyone was a little surprised. Fong Ping, on the other hand, glanced at his own origin space. He realized that the fusion of MCMU and the origin world was not the same. It was the same in Sun City. Some places were illusory, and some places were solid. It was said to be a fusion, but in fact, it was not a complete fusion. Fong Ping pondered. In different places, perhaps the limit of the feedback power that was obtained was different. Also, I'm going to try to accelerate inside and outside at the same time. Everyone did not really understand what Fong Ping said. However, very soon everyone understood what he meant. Southern Cemetery. Fong Ping directly used his mentality to create a solidified ball. In the ball, Fong Ping filled a large amount of imperishable substance, including some things that they could not see, but vaguely felt that there was something different. Origin Chi. These people had not entered rank 9, so they could not see Origin Chi. However, they could sense the aura of the origin. Fong Ping wanted to try and see if the effect would be better if he enhanced inside and outside at the same time. Not only that, previously, what he gave back to martial artists was vitality force. However, this time, Fong Ping wanted to try and see if he could give back different powers. Could destruction force do? Could mentality do? Could origin chi do? He had never tried it before. Before this, he did not think so much. Now he had the time to think about it and try it. Both of you go in and adjust your state. Unity of essence, spirit, and soul. I'll see if there's any difference after I've adjusted my state. Both of them looked at each other. Without saying much, they entered the ball one after another. Fu Changding clicked his tongue and laughed. Differential treatment. Fong Ping, when we were advancing, you didn't mention so many things to take note of. Fong Ping glanced at him and grinned. Jealous? A little. You're going to die of jealousy. Fu Changding did not know whether to laugh or cry. All right, I'll stop talking about it. Fong Ping did not care about him. He watched as both of them sat down, adjusted their state, and immersed his consciousness into the origin world. Origin world. Right now, the origin world was bigger than before. In the origin world, the existence of MCMEU and Sun City was not connected. Instead, they were divided into two parts rooted in the origin world. At this moment, in the mini-city, some figures were moving. Fong Ping thought for a while. With a thought, Chen Yunxi and Zhao Xuemei's apparitions appeared in MCMEU, appearing in the clearest area of the Southern Cemetery. Two apparitions appeared with a vague suction force, as if they wanted to absorb Fong Ping's power. The apparitions were a passageway. They communicated with Fong Ping and the real bodies of these people who were projected in his origin world. Fong Ping's feedback of power was also done through the apparitions. Fong Ping looked at the two apparitions. After some thought, he condensed a gush of mentality in his hand. It was very weak. He had never tried to give back other people's mentality because the apparition's absorption force mainly absorbed vitality force. However, Fong Ping wanted to try it today. It might be dangerous, but Fong Ping believed that even if it was, it would not be too dangerous. For martial artists, improving themselves was nothing more than mentality and the strength of their physique. To improve the physique, Fong Ping had a way. The imperishable substance was the best treasure. However, for mentality, even if humans had learned the method to materialize the brain nucleus, mentality was still growing slowly. Not only humans, but ancient martial artists too. In the past, Fong Ping always felt that ancient martial artist mentality was strong and that their speed of improvement was extremely fast. Now he knew that mentality methods might be useful, but the effect was not that strong. A gush of mentality was inserted into the two apparitions. Fong Ping observed the changes in silence. The mentality was slowly absorbed. Fong Ping's gaze flickered. It could work. Fong Ping opened his eyes quickly and looked at the two in reality. Their mentality did not seem to have any changes, and their physique did not improve either. Fong Ping raised his eyebrows slightly. Was it too little? Very soon, he sank into the origin world again and continued to give back. 100 Hz, 1000 Hz mentality was not too strong for most martial artists. Even at the peak, it was only about 10,000 Hz. 1000 Hz mentality was inserted, but it did not even make a splash. Fong Ping frowned. This feedback was not limitless. The attraction was slowly decreasing. Once there was no trend of absorption, it meant that it was saturated. Mentality has no effect? Just as Fong Ping was thinking, in the outside world, Chen Yunxi's expression changed slightly. Veins popped out on her forehead. In the next moment, her brain core materialized. A crystal-like crystallized body appeared before her eyes. Chen Yunxi had just broken through a realm not long ago. Her mentality was only about 1,000 hertz. At this moment, the crystallized body grew bigger out of nowhere. Under the surprised gaze of Fu Changdoing and the rest, the brain core began to spin continuously, absorbing the imperishable substance and origin qi in the round ball. After Chen Yunxi's original mentality and vitality force were burned, they were reduced to the lowest level. Even her brain core could not be materialized. However, at this moment, her aura was becoming stronger and stronger. Her mentality was almost restored to her peak state very quickly. Not only that, she was still absorbing the imperishable substance to hone her physique. Chen Yunxi was the first to change. Soon after, Zhao Xuemei's brain core also materialized. This was completely different from the others. Fu Changding and the rest watched in a daze, directly increasing the strength of the brain core. Could this work? The few of them looked at Fang Ping, instantly envious. However, Fang Ping could not care less. The moment the two of them changed, Fang Ping realized that the absorption force had become stronger. At this moment, Fang Ping's eyes were bright. Mentality gushed out like it was free. Not only that, Fang Ping growled, "Pay attention, I'm going to try something else. Be careful." This time, Fang Ping no longer provided mentality. Instead, he gave back origin qi directly. The moment origin qi gushed in, both of their bodies shook violently. In the next moment, both of their mouths spurted blood. Seeing this, Fang Ping hurriedly stopped. He frowned slightly, somewhat understanding. Origin qi could perhaps be given back to rank 9. They seemed to be unable to absorb it. If that was the case, Fang Ping did not try anymore. He poured in his mentality again. 2,000 hertz, 3,000 hertz. Fang Ping's mentality was consumed extremely quickly. 1,000 hertz was absorbed almost in the blink of an eye. If it was someone else, it would be difficult to recover their mentality at this moment. They would not have the chance to give back either. However, Fang Ping did not have this concern. His mentality recovered instantly and poured in again. In the outside world, both of their mentalities were getting stronger and stronger. At this moment, Chen Yunxi's brain core suddenly made a cracking sound. Instead of being shocked, everyone was happy. Her brain core had leveled up? Yes, it had leveled up. Under everyone's gaze, the outer layer of the brain core fell off. Once again, it absorbed a large amount of energy, becoming brighter and bigger. Chen Yunxi's vitality had not recovered to its peak, but her mentality had increased a lot, reaching the stage of middle stage rank 7. Middle stage rank 7. That was the symbol of a 2,000 hertz mentality. After a while, on the other side, Zhao Xuemei followed closely behind. Unexpectedly, there was also a cracking sound in her brain. Not only that, Zhao Xuemei's physique was at its peak. Almost instantly, Zhao Xuemei's physique and vitality erupted. Her mentality erupted. She had leveled up directly. Upper stage rank 7. Everyone was even more dumbfounded. This leveling speed, how could it be so much faster than theirs? Fang Ping was given her special treatment. About 10 minutes later, Fang Ping stopped all his movements. At this moment, Zhao Xuemei's head was already suffused with a touch of gold. Her skull was turning into golden bones. Once the golden bones were complete, she could step into rank 8. As for Chen Yunxi, she had reached peak middle stage rank 7. At this moment, her vitality had recovered. Compared to before, it felt completely different. Previously, when Chen Yunxi reached rank 7, although she was also very powerful, she gave Fang Ping a feeling that her aura was a little superficial. Now, however, it was extremely solid. This was the effect produced after 9th Elder calcined her. Both of them did not seem to have improved much, but Fang Ping vaguely discovered something different. As expected, they could level up a second time, or even a third time. When Chen Yunxi broke through to middle stage rank 7 and Zhao Xuemei reached upper stage rank 7, Fang Ping discovered that their absorption ability which was about to stop previously, had recovered a little. This meant that after they increased their strength, they could receive feedback again. As for Fong Ping, he also realized this. After his strength became stronger, it seemed like he could receive more feedback. I see. Fong Ping understood now. When he leveled up or others leveled up, they could receive a greater degree of improvement and feedback. As they became stronger, the origin chi supplied to him would increase, and the apparitions would also become stronger. This was the Tao that everyone could become stronger together, not the origin Tao that could only be used once. At this moment, Fong Ping was also overjoyed. If that was the case, then it was very necessary to integrate other places. This was a long-term business, not a one-time deal. Chapter 1064. Global Martial Arts, crying and asking for leave for 2 chapters. Currently in the middle of typing, please wait a moment. After the content has been updated, please refresh the page to receive the latest update. Chapter 1065. Chun Yunxi and Zhao Xuemei's strength did not increase by much, but Fong Ping was extremely satisfied. He was satisfied, and so were Chun Yunxi and Zhao Xuemei. Especially Chun Yunxi. Previously on Mount Luofu, Ninth Elder had burned her vitality and mentality, causing her rank to drop. Although Fong Ping said that he was fine, she was still very nervous. Although rank 7 martial artists today were not considered top-notch powerhouses, they could still participate in most battles. Once she dropped to the middle ranks, she could only participate in some large-scale army battles. Now, not only had her strength recovered, but she had also advanced to middle stage rank 7, which was beyond her expectations. However, seeing Zhao Xuemei's head glowing gold, Chun Yunxi was also very envious, saying enviously, "Xuemei, you're amazing." Zhao Xuemei was indeed amazing. When she first entered the school, Zhao Xuemei, who had the worst qualifications and the lowest rank, looked like she would become the first martial artist besides Fong Ping to advance to rank 8. Zhao Xuemei smiled, saying softly, "It's all because of Fong Ping's help, or else I might still be in the middle ranks." On the day she entered MCMAU, her only thought was to enter the middle ranks and become a powerhouse like her father. Now, in a short span of 3 years, she had a glimpse of the rank 8 golden body. Undeniably, Zhao Xuemei was also very emotional. A person's life was full of all kinds of opportunities and adventures, or rather, meeting people who gave her these opportunities and adventures. Fong Ping. She was fortunate to be Fong Ping's classmate, fellow disciple, and friend. Getting to know Fong Ping was also the beginning of her change of fate. There were countless martial artists with good qualifications than her in the world, and there were many more martial artists who were more persistent and resilient than her. However, those people, because they were not familiar with Fong Ping, so they did not have these opportunities and might still be struggling in the middle and low ranks. "Thank you. It's my luck to know you." These words were said quietly in her heart, not spoken aloud. In the next moment, Zhao Xuemei turned and left. She left so freely, so decisively. Since she was almost rank 8, then she would become a real rank 8, an invincible rank 8, an invincible rank 9 until she reached the peak. Now, the chaos in the outer realm was also her chance. Since Donglin was destroyed, there were other catacombs. Maybe the inner realm was not bad. Zhao Xuemei did not stop walking. Fu Changding and the others watched, suddenly feeling an indescribable admiration. "Xuemei, let's go." Fu Changding laughed heartily and chased after him. He had wanted to settle down for a while, but how could that compare to the rewards of battle? "Let's fight." Zhao Lei and the others also chuckled and left with him. Their eyes were filled with determination. Zhao Xuemei was almost at rank 8. It was bad enough that they were left behind by Fong Ping, but were they going to be left behind by Zhao Xuemei as well? Everyone had left, but Chun Yunxi did not. Chun Yunxi looked in the direction where Zhao Xuemei had left and smiled. She said softly, "Xuemei is very powerful, and she works very hard." Fong Ping nodded slightly. Zhao Xuemei had been spending most of her time in the catacombs for the past few years. "I want to go to the catacombs too." Chun Yunxi lifted her head and looked at Fong Ping. She said softly, "This time, I want to stay for a while. Give me a mentality avatar. If the mentality avatar is useless, it means that I'll be fine. Whether I have news or not, you don't have to worry about me." Fong Ping looked at her. After a while, he said, "Don't you want to rest for a few days? Time waits for no man. They've all caught up. Other than you, I'm the most talented student in my cohort." Chun Yunshi smiled brightly. She was the most talented student in Fong Ping's cohort. She was almost thrice honed. If Zhao Shumei could break through the limit of qualifications and advance to rank 8, she could do it too. And she would do even better. Fong Ping looked at her for a while and said slowly, "Every time you advance, you can return to MCMAU. When you return to MCMAU, there's hope for one more chance to advance. If you're in danger, use the avatar." "Got it." Fong Ping said no more. A crystal short sword appeared in his hand. In the past, he had used other people's avatars. Now he could do it too. Chun Yunshi took it and chuckled. She waved at Fong Ping and left quickly. This time, she did not plan to go to the catacombs in Sino Nation. The world was so big, she should go to other places to see. Sino Nation knew too much about MCMAU, and Fong Ping too much. 107. Other than Sino Nation, there were many other places too. Go to those places to fight. After a short reunion, these people left one after another. Not only Chun Yunshi and the others, but the huge MCMAU had a lot fewer people in no time. Lion Tang brought Tang one to the catacombs. He had made up his mind to bring his daughter to fight. He would not return until she reached rank 7. Lu Fengru also left. Her students had all become high ranks. She was only rank 8. This was unacceptable to the strong-willed Lu Fengru. Wu Quishan had become a paragon. Back then, she was not worse than Wu Quishan. Therefore, Lu Fengru also left alone. The others, other than those who had missions, either went in groups or alone, running in all directions. The ground of the catacombs was filled with these people's figures. They had all left. Wu Quishan had broken through to the paragon. Fong Ping also breathed a sigh of relief. Earth had a new paragon to watch over it. If that was the case, it was time for him to plan for himself. At this moment, Fong Ping's origin Dao was progressing very quickly. Although it was fast, Fong Ping still noticed something unusual. Something was wrong with the brain. When Old Zhang was a human king, Old Zhang's mentality increased very quickly. Fong Ping advanced to rank 9 with 9 refinement mentality. Moreover, his Dao was actually more suitable to increase mentality than Old Zhang's. However, Fong Ping realized that his mentality did not increase very quickly. Mentality was very important. The control of power, the expansion of the origin world, the integration of cities like Sun City, and even the horizontal expansion of the origin Dao were all related to mentality. This was a combination of potential and strength. However, the problem with the brain made Fong Ping discover a major drawback. His mentality did not increase much. In fact, this was a kind of protection. When Fong Ping continued to increase his mentality, his brain seemed to be unable to support it. Back then, he used self-detonating mentality as his trump card. Now, Fong Ping was at a disadvantage. Every bite, there were gains and losses. He relied on self-detonating mentality to kill countless enemies. He killed many strong enemies. However, at this moment, Fong Ping also experienced the consequences. Fong family. The cat woke up. At this moment, a man and a cat sat opposite each other. Their expressions were very solemn. The cat widened its eyes and looked at Fong Ping for a while. It was a little tired. Its head rested on the table and said weakly, "Why did you wake me up again?" "The brain," Fong Ping said in a low voice. "My brain can't withstand a stronger mentality now. Once my mentality is too strong, it can easily shatter the brain." "Big cat, is there any way to save it?" Fong Ping said, then said, "It's still okay now. However, once I reach the impasse realm, the origin Dao will be 1,000 meters. At that time, my mentality will generally go through a transformation. Ordinary martial artists can break through the 10,000-meter barrier. Maybe I will also surge a lot. If that's the case, when I reach the impasse realm. That might be the time of my death." As soon as he said this, the cat fell into deep thought. After a while, it mumbled, "I told you not to self-detonate long ago, but you insisted." The first time it saw Fong Ping, it said that he could not self-detonate. However, Fong Ping continued to self-detonate his mentality. This was also a helpless move. If he did not self-detonate, he might not have lived until now, and he might not have been able to kill some people. He might have died that time in the martial battlefield. After grumbling, the cat thought hard. After a while, it mumbled, "Actually, there is still a way to save you. Big cat, tell me." The first one, the cat thought for a while and said, "If martial artists with strong mentality die, there is a certain chance that they will condense a spiritual consciousness crystal. This is usually a sourceless mentality. It's different from yours. This kind of mentality contains some vitality, the vitality of mentality." The cat explained, "If you get this, you can try to repair the cracks in your brain. Usually, you can repair some. Of course, you have a lot of cracks. This can only treat the symptoms and not the root cause. Unless you get big, black face's spiritual consciousness crystal. Maybe it can heal you." Fong Ping's eyes moved slightly. Old Wang had also told him about this before. Looking for the remains of the annihilate Heavenly Emperor might help him recover. However, the extreme path Heavenly Emperor seemed to be in the real sky grave. That place was extremely dangerous. Thinking of this, Fong Ping asked, "Are the remains of the extreme path Heavenly Emperor in the real sky grave?" "I don't know," the cat said casually. "I didn't see it. Also, although I've been to the sky grave before, it's really dangerous. If you go now, you'll die." The cat arched its buttocks and said, "Also, there might still be people alive in the real sky grave. You'd better not go. If I go, the living might not attack me. If you go, that might not be the case." "Living people?" Fong Ping frowned slightly and did not say anything. Old Wang said he wanted to go with him last time, but in the end, he kept dragging it out. Obviously, Old Wang knew something, knew that it was dangerous, so he did not mention this to Fong Ping. Fong Ping did not ask in detail. He asked again, "Then you said that the first one is the spiritual consciousness crystal. Are there other ways?" Having said that, Fong Ping suddenly thought of something. He took out a crystal and said with a strange look in his eyes, "Is it this?" The cat was a little surprised. Its big eyes were full of curiosity. After looking for a while, it said, "Yes, you actually have one, but this is very weak. It definitely can't help you repair it. At most, it can repair a few cracks." Fong Ping breathed a sigh of relief. This was not bad. He had gotten this crystal from Gu Qing. When he killed Gu Qing did not leave anything behind. The only thing he left was this. Fong Ping thought of this and said suddenly, "Big cat, if I want to get the spiritual consciousness crystal, is there any special requirement?" "Yes, it's the southern sect." The cat's big face was full of smiles. "You can get it if you kill that old man Gong Zhuanzi. But you can't beat that old man." Fong Ping understood. He did not care about the Gong Zhuanzi he was talking about. That old man was a good person. Even if he could kill him, Fong Ping would not do it. As expected, it must be the kind with strong mentality, and the kind that specialized in mentality. He had killed many paragons, but he almost never saw anyone with this thing. Now it seemed that it was because he had killed too few Southern Sect powerhouses. Mentality of more than 10,000 hertz. Southern Sect powerhouses specializing in mentality. Fong Ping calculated and shook his head slightly. This kind of person could only be the paragons of the Southern Sect. For example, the paragons of Weiyu Mountain, the head of the Southern Sect. Among the 8 territories, 3 were destroyed. Quichang Mountain and Purple Cap Mountain were gone. Xuandegrado Heaven belonged to the Northern Sect, calculating. Unless he killed Weiyu Mountain's Jiangyu, he might be able to form another spiritual consciousness crystal for Fong Ping. But soon, Fong Ping's eyes moved slightly. If Gu Qing could do it, what about Ping Yutian where he was? The land of boundaries was divided into the North and South sects. Those grandmasters also had differences in the cultivation of mental energy and physical bodies. Gu Qing had cultivated his mentality to 10,000 hertz in rank 9. Ping Yutian might also have majored in mentality. There are some in the Grandmasters. There might be some in the overseas Immortal Islands too. Fong Ping was a little more cautious. He did not really go to kill the paragons now. Fong Ping thought for a while and said, "What about the others?" The cat yawned and said, "The first is the spiritual consciousness crystal. The second is the treasures. Many treasures have the effect of repairing mentality, which is to repair the brain nucleus. There have been people who had a broken brain nucleus in the past. If they self-destruct all the time, the brain nucleus will be broken. What treasure?" The cat said casually, "It's the myriad life fruit of the old deity emperor. The old man even used this fruit and other good stuff to brew the myriad life spring water. It's delicious and has the effect of restoring mental strength. The spirit emperor's bathwater seems to have this effect too, but it's not as powerful as the emperor god's. There are also a few kinds of good vegetables like this in the imperial family's vegetable garden. They can be repaired." The imperial family seems to have them too. It said they were all emperors. Fong Ping was speechless. Soon, the cat muttered, "Big Blackface has them in his house too, right? Big Blackface is very strong. I remember that Big Blackface's mentality increased very quickly. Maybe he has these treasures too. Besides, Big Blackface's disciples are also paragons, right? If they're dead, there might be a spiritual consciousness crystal left behind." "Wait!" Fong Ping was surprised. "The Heaven Destroyer Emperor has disciples?" The cat rolled its eyes, despising Fong Ping crazily. "Didn't you go to that little dark room?" "That little dark room is the place where Big Blackface locks people in to cultivate." The cat said matter-of-factly, "He built such a big little dark room. There are a lot of people. Of course he has disciples, just not as many as the others. Big Blackface definitely has disciples." Fong Ping thought about it. It seemed to be true. Back in the Hall of Myriad Origins, he said that this was a palace used for cultivation, and there were many rooms. Obviously, the Heaven Destroyer Emperor had disciples in the past. As for Heavenly Battle Emperor, he might have disciples too, but the number was very small. It could be seen from the layout of Heavenly Battle Palace. There were almost no servants' rooms in Zhan's mansion, and it was very simple. As for Heavenly Battle Emperor, Fong Ping thought that he probably did not have one. He was an idiot, looking for this and that to fight all day long. Did he have time to teach his disciples? Is the Hall of Myriad Origins in the Hall of Myriad Origins? Fong Ping realized last time that there might be some good stuff in the Hall of Myriad Origins. Maybe there were spiritual consciousness crystals. "No, that's a place to lock people up," the cat said gloomily. "He has his own home, right? You can look for it yourself." The swindler asked too many questions and it dozed off again. However, the swindler seemed to be in a bit of trouble now. The cat was still patient and continued, "Spiritual consciousness crystals, treasures used to repair mentality. Don't you want to fight that evil sect? King Kuan is the son of the earthly emperor Old Man. King Kuan might have treasures of the earthly imperial family. You can look for it too." Fong Ping's eyes moved slightly. This did not conflict with his plan. Thirdly, divine artifact. "Divine artifact?" Fong Ping said hurriedly. "What divine artifact? It can heal the brain nucleus?" "Big cat, lend it to me." The cat rolled its eyes and muttered, "I don't have it. I actually have half of it, but I gave it to you." "It's the 9 Emperor Seal. The 9 Emperor Seal combines the 8 King Seal and 36 Saints tokens to form a complete divine artifact. That divine artifact has a lot of Emperor's Chi. If you use it, you might be able to repair the brain nucleus. You seem to be walking the Emperor path now. You should be able to use it." Fong Ping was speechless. "Forget it. Pretend I didn't say anything. What a joke. Forget about the 9 Emperor Seal, the 8 King Seal. How could he snatch the semi-divine artifact in the hands of 8 Heavenly King powerhouses? There were also 36 Saints tokens. These things were comparable to Emperor weapons. Even if they were not in the hands of the Saints, they would be in the hands of some Emperor-level powerhouses. There was no way to gather them all. Fong Ping had completely given up on the third method. At this point, the cat could not think of anything else. but it quickly muttered, "Actually, there's another treasure that's also slightly useful, the cat fruit." The cat fruit is very magical. It can repair the cat world, expand the cat world, and heal some injuries. I planted the cat fruit. The seeds were picked up by me in the past outside ninth heaven. Later, I even found the emperor god old man who gave me many, many good things to plant. The effect is very good. As it spoke, the cat said with grievance, "You said you'd help me look for a cat tree, but I never did. Now there's almost no fish monster to eat in my cat world." Without the cat tree, its progress had actually slowed down a little. It lacked the origin energy and some other things, causing its progress to not be as fast as it used to be. Back then, the cat world was growing up even when it slept, but now it still had to cultivate by itself. The cat was dying of exhaustion. It increasingly disliked staying in the cat world. Once it entered, it had to work. Cat tree. Fong Ping frowned slightly. I don't know where the cat tree is hiding. The three realms are so big, and the forbidden sea is even more boundless. If it finds a place to hide, it'll be very difficult to find. The cat muttered, "The cat tree definitely won't hide in the sea. It's afraid of water. If it wants to grow, it'll grow on the shore." Fong Ping nodded slightly. It should be so. Otherwise, the cat tree would not have crossed paths with the people from the Sky Plant's royal court. King Pine and Li Zhu had crossed paths with the cat tree. Both of them had obtained the cat fruit. It was said that some of the demons from the Guardian Royal Court had also obtained the cat fruit. The cat tree changed its name to Azure Emperor and was once a member of the Guardian Royal Court. Cat tree, Fong Ping muttered in his heart. He did not lack the origin energy now, but the cat fruit had some additional effects. It was not just the origin energy. If he could find the cat tree and bring it back, then it would be much better with the cat fruit. Moreover, the cat could not forget it. It had always wanted to eat the cat fruit. It seemed like he had to pay more attention on this trip. The key is that it's useful for repairing my brain core. I have to pay more attention. Fong Ping calculated the points that the cat mentioned. It was actually very difficult to kill the Southern Sect's ultimate demon and turn it into a spiritual consciousness crystal. Divine weapons were not reliable. The treasures of the Emperor were also very difficult to find now. However, the evil sect might have the relics of the earthly Emperor. This was still worth a try. Other than that, there was the cat tree. Cat tree, evil sect, Fong Ping muttered. He did not know the cat tree's whereabouts. It would be difficult to find it. He could try to find it. However, it could not be the main target. Maybe he should go to the evil sect to take a look. As for the Sky Cemetery, Fong Ping gave up directly. It was too dangerous. Not only was he in danger, but if he wanted to go to the Sky Cemetery, Old Wong and the rest would probably go too. Then everyone would be in danger. If he wanted to take risks, he had to find a relatively safer one. Sky Cloud Island. Fong Ping thought of the only evil sect spy that he knew about. Back then in the king's battleground, that person acted as the oracle and communicated with Chong Qingzi and the rest. He did not know if he was dead or alive now. That guy could pass orders to a few paragons, so his status should not be low. At least he could come into contact with some evil sect bigwigs. I have to go to the overseas Immortal Islands. Besides, the overseas Immortal Islands are under siege now. I have to think of a way to help the Boundless Force solve the crisis, let alone the others. But before I go, I have to go to Star Town. Fong Ping wanted to go to Star Town to take a look. Previously, the Hall of Myriad Origins was used by Old Zhang to block the door. Later, with the Heaven Confining Bell, the Hall of Myriad Origins was abandoned. Right now, the Hall of Myriad Origins was probably still in Star Town. He wanted to go and see if the Hall of Myriad Origins could be opened further inside. Maybe there were really some spiritual consciousness crystals there? Fong Ping thought about it, but he still wanted to try the function of the spiritual consciousness crystals. Soon, Fong Ping's brain core, which seemed to be covered with ice patterns, appeared in front of him. The densely packed patterns looked beautiful, but Fong Ping's head hurt. This was not beautiful, but dangerous. The brain core had become a huge problem for him now. Moreover, as he became stronger, Fong Ping discovered a huge problem. He might not be able to become stronger anymore. If he did, there was a high chance that he would kill himself. Fong Ping took a deep breath, glanced at the brain core, and quickly memorized the numbers. 360 cracks. These 360 cracks were densely packed together, surrounding the entire brain core. Fong Ping picked up Gu Qing's spiritual consciousness crystal and glanced at the cat. The cat said lazily, "Eat it. You can use it after you eat it." Fong Ping frowned. This thing was actually a little disgusting, but Fong Ping still swallowed it without hesitation. As soon as he swallowed it, the cat rolled around happily. "Idiot, big idiot, this is a spiritual consciousness crystal. It's useless to eat it. Swallow it, spit it out, and just smash it to repair the brain core." Fong Ping was speechless. How bored was this cat to lie to him about this? Ignoring it, Fong Ping spat out the spiritual consciousness crystal and smashed it. Soon, a special energy formed and began to repair the brain core. 1, 2, when he reached the 10th crack, the energy was exhausted. Fong Ping frowned. Awana Powerhouse's spiritual consciousness crystal could only repair 10 cracks. If that was the case, he would need at least 36 such powerhouses to repair his brain core. That was too difficult. It's not reliable to rely on spiritual consciousness crystals. Fong Ping had a plan in mind. Unless it was from Annihilate the Heavenly Emperor, the others might not be of much use. Chapter 1066. West Mountain, where Star Town was located. The current Star Town was even quieter and more peaceful. Those who dared to fight had gone to fight. Those who dared not join the battle dared not show their heads either, quietly guarding Star Town. The Su family, the Lu family, the Zhou family, the clans whose ancestors died in battle, had turned out in full force and were active in the various catacombs. All for the sake of the clan's next peak in half a year, fighting their way into the celestial cemetery, inheriting the ancestor's name, and not embarrassing the ancestor. In the city, there were very few powerhouses left, if not for the fact that Star Town still had a direct passage to Mount Royal Sea to guard. The small city would be even quieter than it was now. In the small city, Jiang Chao wandered on the Bluestone Avenue. When he saw children running and playing, he would sometimes scold them. "Go back and practice martial arts. Young people don't work hard. Old people only feel sad. All the ancestors are fighting in the celestial cemetery. All the elders are fighting in the catacombs. And you still have the mood to run around? Hurry up and go back to cultivate." Jiang Chao's expression was dignified, his broad and fat body somewhat imposing. However, there were also some children who questioned loudly. "Second brother Jiang, why don't you go and cultivate? Don't you want to join the battle?" Jiang Chao snorted. "It's all because of you guys. There aren't many powerhouses in the city now. I'm a rank 8 golden body powerhouse, so I have to stay behind to guard the city and ensure peace. Now, I'm still Star Town's guardian and also your chief instructor, so you guys have to work hard. Otherwise, how can you face me?" Jiang Chao said indignantly. "If it weren't for you guys dragging me down, I would have gone out and killed a lot of people. I might have even stepped into rank 9 now. Why do I have to stay in the city all the time?" Some of the children believed it, some were dubious, and some questioned. But my uncle said that second brother Jiang didn't go out because he was afraid of death. So when Grandpa Jiang and the others left, second brother Jiang insisted on staying in the city. "Nonsense," Jiang Chao scolded. Then his voice was like a bell, directly transmitted to a courtyard, shouting, "Jiang Mingho, if you dare to slander me, believe it or not, I'll hammer you to death." The Jiang family's guardian was only a rank 7, and he dared to slander me. Jiang Chao. Did he have a death wish? Don't you know that I, Jiang Chao, am the strongest in the entire Star City? Of course, there were rank 9s around, but rank 9 still had to guard that passageway. Even if they took shifts, they could not stay in the city for long. Now that he, Jiang Chao, had reached the point where he could be the master of the house, there were actually people who dared to slander him. The Jiang family's courtyard was silent. However, in the courtyard, a middle-aged man shook his head speechlessly. "Slander? Who slandered you? Why did you, Jiang Chao, stay behind? Don't you know? Let's not talk about the fact that some of our family stayed behind. After all, Our families are big, and we have to take care of them, such as teaching some martial arts to the children. But your Jiang clan, is there a need for this? How many people were there in the Jiang family? There were only a few males. Jiang Yuanhua had gone on an expedition. Jiang Hao had been running between the catacombs restricted zone and the passageway recently. Jiang Chao's old man had gone to the House of Guardians. There was no one left in this generation of the Jiang family. Was there a need for Jiang Chao to stay? Of course, he was a rank 8 after all. The middle-aged man was no match for him, and he could not be bothered to expose his true colors. This guy was not very open-minded. Once he gained the upper hand, now that the others were not around, he might really want to beat him up to establish his dominance. The Jiang family member did not respond. Jiang Chao was suddenly immensely pleased with himself. He said loudly, "Everyone, cultivate well. When everyone has the ability to protect themselves, I won't have to guard the city for the big family anymore. It's fine to waste some time now. After all, the younger generation is our hope." As Jiang Chao was speaking, his expression changed slightly. At this moment, a shadow appeared in the sky above Star Town. Fong Ping is here to pay a visit. A few simple words, but it made Jiang Chao's expression change drastically. F***CK? Why is this guy here? Is he here to capture me to participate in the war? After all, he was already a rank 8. Actually, there was not much need for a rank 8 to be responsible for guarding the city. Under normal circumstances, they would go and participate in the war. Fong Ping came to Star Town without any reason. Could it be that he knew that he was now the boss here, so he wanted to throw him into the catacombs? Jiang Chao's expression was strange. However, at this moment, powerhouses from the other families appeared one after another. The King Human was here. Just like the arrival of the King Marshal back then, the current one was more worthy of attention. Star Town was a peerless existence. The King Human came to visit. Actually, everyone was a little nervous. They did not know why the King Human came at this moment. Many people looked toward the conference hall. Seeing that the number of statues was still the same as before, many people relaxed a little. They were afraid that Fong Ping had suddenly come to offer his condolences. A few powerhouses flew toward Jiang Chao. Jiang Chao was just about to find a place to hide when he cursed under his breath. "Oh no, why did these guys come here?" "Jiang Chao, the King Human is here. Quickly open the main gate and welcome the King Human." A few older martial artists spoke one after another. This was Fong Ping's first visit to Star Town after becoming the King Human. No matter what, they could not afford to be negligent. Times were different now. They could not be the same as before, where a small gate would do. They had to open the main gate and welcome Fong Ping. And this needed Jiang Chao, the strongest powerhouse among the guards, to control. Jiang Chao was stunned for a moment, feeling a little helpless. That seemed to be true. Despite his helplessness, Jiang Chao quickly recovered his smile and said, "Of course. Everyone, follow me to welcome the King Human. The King Human is my brother, Jiang Chao. We have a very good relationship, so don't be afraid." Everyone glanced at him. Fong Ping was indeed on good terms with this fatty. The Jiang family also had more contact with Fong Ping, but they had a very good relationship. Were you sure? They could not say much. Fong Ping was still waiting outside. After a while, the gate of Star Town, which was rarely opened, suddenly opened. Usually, a small passage was open to enter and exit. Today, more than 10 powerhouses took out their tokens and opened a long passage under the decorated archway in the city. It was incomparably wide, tens of meters wide. The powerhouses arrived one after another. As soon as the gate opened, they quickly bowed and said, "Star Town welcomes the King Human." In front, Fong Ping had his hands behind his back. He wore a loose martial arts uniform and military boots, a smile on his face. Hearing this, Fong Ping spread his arms and used a little force to lift the bowing people up. He smiled and said, "Seniors, you are too kind. Star Town is Sino Nation's martial arts holy land. Star Town is the pinnacle and the savior of mankind. Fong Ping is just a junior. He is not worthy of your respect." This was different from the first time he came here. Fong Ping was not strong then, but he was very domineering. Now it was the opposite. He was strong, but his attitude was much more humble. Everyone's position was different, so the things they considered were naturally different. When he first came to Startown, he needed to pretend to be strong so that the people in Startown would not dare to bully him. Now there was no need. He was strong, and he was the leader of mankind. Now that he had come to visit Startown, there was no need for him to be arrogant. On the contrary, the pinnacle of Startown was fighting for mankind. Even if he had the strength to be arrogant now, he could not act like a big shot when the pinnacle of Startown was away. Fong Ping's humble attitude made everyone breathe a sigh of relief. They did not forget that when Fong Ping came here for the first time, he had a conflict with Startown. After that, King Wu and the others came personally. Even Warlord was lured back, and both sides almost made a big deal. Toward Fong Ping, everyone was a little more cautious. Fortunately, as Fong Ping's strength changed, the situation changed, and he was not the same as before. In front of the crowd, Jiang Chao grinned and said enthusiastically, "Minister Fong, it's Startown's honor to have you here. I've already prepared a banquet. Let's have a drink at noon." Fong Ping glanced at him and smiled. "Why are you still in the city?" Jiang Chao was embarrassed. "Where else would I be if not in the city?" Fong Ping ignored him and walked in. After looking around, he looked at the meeting hall immediately. When he saw that the sculptures were still there, he breathed a sigh of relief. Recently, he did not dare to look at these, afraid that he would find out some bad news. Many of Startown's 13 pinnacle powerhouses had died. If more people died, mankind would lose too much. Fong Ping felt more at ease since the sculptures were not lost. However, he quickly looked around and raised his eyebrows slightly. Have the other seniors gone to the catacombs? Among the crowd, a rank 7 old man from the Li family replying to the king, "Senior, you're too kind. If you don't want to call me by my name, you can call me Minister Fong." The education received in Startown was different. The difference in strength between them and Fong Ping was huge. If they called him by his name, they might not be used to it. However, Fong Ping felt awkward calling him Minister Fong. The other party did not dare to argue. He said quickly, "Minister Fong, the rank 8 and rank 9 powerhouses of the Zhu family have all gone out. Some have gone to the House of Guardians, some to the military department, and a few are guarding the passageway. I've already sent someone to inform them. The passageway is more important." Fong Ping smiled. The passageway in Startown leads directly to Mount Royal Sea. Logically, the pinnacle should be guarding it to prevent the catacombs' pinnacle powerhouses from breaking in. However, everyone knows the situation of mankind now. The pinnacle powerhouses are few and far between. Minister Wu and I have things to do, so we can only leave this matter to Startown. However, when we have more manpower, the pinnacle powerhouses will still be guarding the passageway here. The Li family old man laughed. "Minister Fong, the catacombs' pinnacle powerhouses are terrified. The situation is 1,000 times better than before. Now, near the passageway, or near Mount Royal Sea, there are no catacombs powerhouses who dare to show their faces. This has already exceeded our expectations." Fong Ping smiled and did not continue this topic. At this moment, he looked at Jiang Chao, who was listening obediently, and smiled. "Where's your brother? Pervert?" Jiang Chao saw that Fong Ping did not ask about him anymore and breathed a sigh of relief. He said hurriedly, "Pervert went to the catacombs. He often goes to the catacombs' restricted area to fight. Pervert is still very powerful. He's almost at Golden Body 5th level now. I think he's almost at rank 9. Jiang Chao grimaced. "My ancestor is fighting. My grandfather is also fighting. My dad is also at the military department. Pervert is fighting now, too. As for me, I'm staying in Startown to help teach the children. I'm also contributing to the country. There's no difference in position." Jiang Chao's words were telling Fong Ping, "My whole family is going to war. Don't let me go. I'm afraid of death." If he died, the Jiang family's roots would be broken. Fong Ping glanced at him. This guy, even if he had reached rank 8, he was still such a good-for-nothing. Old Wang's heart had been sucked out by him for nothing. Jiang Chao felt a little uneasy under his gaze. He smiled hurriedly and said, Minister Fong, are you passing by Startown this time, or do you have something to do? If you have something to say, say it. If not, get lost. With this guy by his side, he was trembling with fear. He was afraid that Fong Ping would throw him to the catacombs. Fong Ping understood what he meant. He laughed. Have you never thought of becoming stronger? Back then, you and your brother broke through to rank 8 at almost the same time. You were still rank 8 first level. He's almost rank 8 fifth level. Are you prepared to stay at rank 8 for the rest of your life? Jiang Chao said sheepishly. Then how about you give me some imperishable substances to hone my body? Fong Ping felt helpless. Other than these, don't you have any other way to become stronger? Fong Ping continued walking. He was walking toward the conference hall. After a few steps, he said slowly, Is there any trouble in Startown City? The few seniors, Heavenly King Garrison, aren't here. If there's any trouble, just say it. Don't worry. If it can be solved, I'll think of a way to solve it. Jiang Chao was about to say no when a burly middle-aged man beside him said in a low voice, Minister Fong, I have a question. Senior, please speak. You flatter me, Senior. The middle-aged man said in a low voice, My name is Xiao Zhan. I'm from the Xiao family. We don't know the specifics of the battle in the Imperial Battleground, but I heard that my family's elder ancestor, Thunder King, seems like recently the Xiao family can't even lift their heads. Minister Fong, Xiao Zhan can't believe that my family's elder ancestor is a traitor. The Liu family, the Zhou family, they're going to tear down my family's elder ancestor's life statue and move the Xiao family to Startown City. This has never happened to the Yang family. Now it's happening to the Xiao family. If it weren't for the few family heads making peace, the Xiao family would have been removed from the list. Minister Fong, Xiao Zhan just wants to ask you one thing. My family's elder ancestor. Really, not many people participated in the battle that day. Now, only Fong Ping was in the human realm. Whether the Xiao family's elder ancestor, Thunder King, had betrayed or not, everyone had their own opinions. During the battle that day, there was a voice. The Thunder King seemed to have spoken. Some of the martial artists who were closer heard it. However, after Fong Ping returned, he did not do anything to the Xiao family, so the others were not sure about the Xiao family. Even so, the Xiao family was still being ostracized in Startown City, especially the few families whose elder ancestors had died in battle. Now, some people had shifted their anger to the Xiao family. As soon as Xiao Zhan's voice fell, in the crowd, a few powerhouses from the Liu and Zhou families who stayed behind looked at Fong Ping with complicated expressions. Was the Xiao family's elder ancestor a traitor? Fong Ping was silent for a moment. He said slowly, Senior Thunder King and Heavenly King Garrison are not on good terms. This has been shown before. During the battle, one of the gods' heaven's paragon betrayed them and killed a human paragon. At that time, Li Zhu had a conversation with the Thunder King, but the Thunder King did not make a move. Heavenly King Garrison also said that the Thunder King would not betray them. I trust Senior Heavenly King Garrison. Since that's the case, it's just a personal grudge. It can't be considered betrayal. As soon as he said that, Xiao Zhan heaved a sigh of relief. He explained, My family's elder ancestor and Heavenly King Garrison are not on good terms. Actually, it's just a matter of the past few years. Everyone knows that the two of them are not on good terms. Although Elder Li is strong and the pillar of humanity, as a member of the Xiao family, Xiao Zhan does not dare to judge whether my family's elder ancestor is right or wrong. But according to what I know, this matter may not be my family's elder ancestor's fault. My family's elder ancestor once said that Heavenly King Garrison does things without considering the consequences. Some things are wrong, but he still insists on doing them. That day, Elder Li did not refute. So Xiao Zhan feels that this matter. As he said that, the Li family's old man frowned and said, Xiao Zhan, the elder ancestor has his considerations. Only the two elder ancestors know the details of this matter. Saying this now, aren't you trying to divide humanity's powerhouses? I didn't mean that. Xiao Zhan said with a solemn expression, but everyone says that my family's elder ancestor doesn't care about the big picture, hides his strength, and betrays humanity. They don't dare to sacrifice for humanity like Elder Su, but the Shao family has been fighting at the forefront all these years. The elder ancestor has even fought with the catacombs peak a few times. There are some things that I have to say. As the two of them talked, Fong Ping pondered a little more. The Thunder King did not betray humanity that day. He only said that he had a personal grudge with Heavenly King Garrison. What personal grudge did the two of them have? Since they could build Star Town together back then, and the Shao family's elder ancestor did not seem to have lost his memory, it meant that their relationship was not bad. Then why did they turn against each other now? Fong Ping's eyes flickered, and he said with a smile, "When did the two elder ancestors' discord start? They didn't get along for a long time, but about 30 years ago, the two elder ancestors quarreled once. Since then," Fong Ping nodded slightly and said with a smile, "Everyone, there's no need to fight anymore. Let the Thunder King and Heavenly King Garrison settle their own matters." The Li family and the Shao family are both meritorious families of humanity. No one will deny this. Therefore, there's no need to mention the traitors anymore. Also, Senior Sword King and the others, dying is a tragedy for humanity. Humanity will remember it, but there's no need to take it out on others. Seniors, you also need to warn the younger generation not to damage the harmony because of this. Star Town is of the same breath and branch. We've lived together for more than 300 years. The reason we can stand tall without falling is because of our harmony and unity. When Fong Ping said this, everyone stopped talking about this matter. At this moment, Fong Ping had also arrived at the meeting hall's door. He looked at the sculptures and said softly. This time, Fong Ping came to Star Town mainly for the Hall of Myriad Origins. Of course, I'm not taking it away. I'm just looking for something. If Absolute Peak was still here, Fong Ping would have moved it away directly. Absolute Peak was not here, so he had to be more polite, lest others misunderstand that he was bullying others with his power and forcibly snatching treasures at this time, causing panic in Star Town. As he said this, the boundary wall trembled slightly. Very soon, someone entered Star Town. In the distance, Su Haoran and a few others rushed over quickly. From afar, Su Haoran said with a smile, "Fong Ping, wrong. I should call you the king. The king of humanity has graced us with your presence. Apologies for not going out to meet you." "Senior, you're too kind." Fong Ping cupped his hands slightly and smiled. His gaze did not fall on Su Haoran, but on Jiang Hao. He said with a smile, "Brother Jiang is amazing. How long has it been? And you've actually advanced to rank 8 5th refinement. I think 6th refinement is not far away, and rank 9 is just around the corner. In Star Town, it seems like Brother Jiang will become this generation's first powerhouse to advance to rank 9. Jiang Hao is still as elegant and suave as before. A long sword hung at his waist, a smile on his face, like a spring breeze. He had always been like this even when he killed people. At this moment, hearing Fong Ping say this, Jiang Hao chuckled and said, "Even rank 9 is still far from Brother Fong." In today's world of great competition, if you don't enter the absolute peak, you'll always be an ant. As he said this, Su Haoran said with a smile, "Jiang Hao is also well prepared now. I think rank 9 is not far away, and it's not impossible for him to reach absolute peak. It seems like the Jiang family may have a second desperation realm soon." Su Haoran was quite satisfied with Jiang Hao. In fact, he had some thoughts in his heart. His granddaughter Su Zissou, should she pair up with Jiang Hao? However, he quickly dispelled the idea. He would rather his granddaughter and Jiang Hao be a couple. He was also very worried about his own granddaughter. Jiang Hao was fine. He was afraid of death. Although he was despised by others, at least he did not have to be on tenterhooks. Although Jiang Hao was strong, Jiang Hao was known as a pervert. When he killed people, it was like a spring breeze, making people panic. Moreover, he had been fighting with powerhouses recently. Who knew when he would die in the catacombs? Jiang Hao was more reliable. Su Haoran praised him and said, "Previously, the North House of Guardians wanted Jiang Hao to be the deputy of the House of Guardians. Jiang Hao said that he was not willing to go before he reached rank 9. Fong Ping, Human King, do you think this matter can be discussed? Fong Ping smiled and said, the North House of Guardians. The guardian of the North House of Guardians, Senior Shin Hao Yin, has now entered the Sky Cemetery. The Shun family head, Shun Mingwei, has suffered serious injuries this time. I heard that the North House of Guardians is in a mess now. The garrison has no one to lead them. Letting Jiang Hao go is to command the North House of Guardians? There were many people in Polaris City in the East and North Houses of Guardians. Under normal circumstances, the deputy guardians were people from Polaris City. Zhang Tao and the rest did not care about this. The 2 houses of guardians were established to allow people from Polaris City to come out of seclusion. The people from the Li family mainly went to the military department. If people from the other families wanted to come out of seclusion, most of them would go to the 2 houses of guardians. Right now, the older generation in Polaris City had their own tasks. Jiang Hao was also the best among the younger generation. He still had the ability and qualifications to be the deputy guardian of the North House of Guardians and lead the garrison. At this moment, Jiang Hao also interrupted. If I'm not rank 9, Jiang Hao doesn't think I can take on the position of deputy guardian. Jiang Hao is young and used to acting alone. Su Haoran laughed and said, that's okay. Young, it's the era of the young now. Do you expect us old guys to advance by leaps and bounds? You guys have more potential. Su Haoran strongly supported him. Jiang Hao's recent performance was extremely outstanding. Everyone saw it and was quite gratified. Although Polaris City was now one with humans, Polaris City still hoped that the 2 houses of guardians could be controlled by Polaris City. As for the East House of Guardians, Qin Shi was now acting as the deputy guardian. Qin Shi previously served in the Heaven Division and was considered Fong Ping's subordinate. Now, the East House of Guardians could be considered to be under the Heaven Division. The old people in Polaris City would not be willing to lose the North House of Guardians. It was too obvious that the older generation would take on the position of deputy guardian. The younger generation, on the other hand, was slightly better. As the 2 of them talked, Fong Ping smiled and did not say anything, continuing to look at the sculpture. After the 2 of them talked for a while, he smiled and said, then let's wait for the North House of Guardians to make a decision and then report to the 4 departments and 4 residences for discussion. I can decide on some things, but we still have to go through the process. As soon as he said this, everyone nodded. Fong Ping said this. The matter was considered settled. Fong Ping smiled faintly and said, family head Shun's injuries are not light. He is not fully recovered yet. Brother Jiang has broken through to rank 9. I think family head Shun intends to let Brother Jiang take on the position of the North House of Guardians. What do you think, Brother Jiang? Jiang Hao smiled and said, Jiang Hao has nothing to think about. Moreover, I don't know when I will break through to rank 9. Is that so? Fong Ping smiled and said, it should be soon. 3 months at the longest, 1 month at the shortest. Brother Jiang, don't be modest in front of me. As soon as he said this, Jiang Chao was surprised and said, so soon? Fong Ping, are you sure? This freak was actually going to break through to rank 9? It had only been a few days. When they went to the Emperor's tomb, both of them entered rank 8 together. He was only a first-tier rank 8, and this freak was going to break through to rank 9? Fong Ping smiled and nodded. Jiang Hao raised his eyebrows and said in surprise, I'm not sure about this myself. Brother Fong, I'm very good at reading people. Fong Ping laughed and said, let's go to the Hall of Myriad Origins and take a look. After we're done, I still have something to do and have to go settle it immediately. Everyone, don't be too polite. Hearing this, Su Haoran did not say anything else. Very quickly, he took the lead and led everyone to the valley where the Hall of Myriad Origins was located. At this moment, Fong Ping said to Jiang Hao, Brother Jiang, as the North House's deputy guardian, you have to report to Magic City. Coincidentally, I also have something to give Brother Jiang. In a few days, I will wait for Brother Jiang in Magic City. Jiang Hao smiled and said, okay, then I'm looking forward to Brother Fong's gift. Fong Ping smiled and did not say anything else. They had arrived at the valley where the Hall of Myriad Origins was located. Chapter 1067. The Hall of Myriad Origins was still standing in its original spot. Fong Ping stood in front of the door, thinking of his first time here, and wanted to take this away. Not only him, old Zhang had the same thought. What belonged to Yao Qingjun belonged to martial arts universities, and what belonged to martial arts universities belonged to Zhang Tao. That day, old Zhang was a robber. Of course, Fong Ping was not going to back down. In the Hall of Myriad Origins, some of the halls were already empty, some still had origin. Fong Ping and the others entered. As they walked, Fong Ping said, "I'm afraid some of the resurrected martial artists failed to resurrect. Some of them have been resurrected and sent to the bounded domain. This time there were many casualties. Some of them have now walked out of Star Town and entered other places to fight. I'm a little curious now. Back then, the Demon Emperor was so powerful. Why did he recruit these rank 7 and 8 martial artists to join the war and kill their way into the catacombs?" Everyone was puzzled. What was the point of Fong Ping saying all this now? Fong Ping said as he walked. The Demon Emperor said he wanted to save the world and not let it end. In fact, because he took these high-rank martial artists away, martial arts in the world were cut off. If Star Town had not been built 300 years ago, martial arts might have been cut off on Earth today. That's why the Demon Emperor said he wanted to save the end of days. Not only did he not succeed, he made things worse. Jiang Chao nodded. That's right. He's so powerful, yet he insisted on bringing these people to their deaths. I think he did it on purpose. He wanted to kill these people and destroy martial arts on Earth. Fong Ping smiled and continued walking forward. As he walked, he said, the 3 palaces in front were left by the Demon Emperor. Of the 3 palaces, was one of them his or all 3? What's in the hall? Fong Ping chuckled. He didn't die. I don't think he left the origin behind. What's hidden in these 3 halls? Everyone shook their heads. Su Haoran said helplessly, who knows? Even old Ancestor Li didn't know. That's not necessarily true. Fong Ping said lightly, what kind of powerhouse is Skycrusher King? This Myriad Origin Hall is just a place where the heaven-exterminating emperor arranged for his disciples to go into seclusion. Given how powerful the heaven-suppressing heavenly king is, he might not really be ignorant. Perhaps he knows more than anyone else what these 3 halls are. Once again, everyone looked at him strangely. Did Fong Ping come here today just for these 3 halls? Soon, the group arrived in front of the 3 palaces. One of them had an inscription on it. Abandoned disciple of Purple Cap Mountain, defeated general, deserter. Fong Ping looked at the inscription on the tablet and chuckled. Is this the work of the Demon Emperor? Why do I feel that the Demon Emperor has already given up all hope, that his status as the Demon Emperor is no longer enough for him to regain his confidence? This is him burying himself. What? Jiang Chao was puzzled. What do you mean? He is burying the Demon Emperor and the unquestionable sword. Fong Ping said mildly. This is also the final verdict for the Demon Emperor. He's a failure. Even if he was strong, even if he was terrifyingly strong, he was still a defeated general, a loser. Therefore, this time, he buried himself, and thus there was an emperor's tomb. The Demon Emperor from 1,000 years ago had already died. In the past 1,000 years, had there been anyone who claimed to be the Demon Emperor? No. He had already buried himself 1,000 years ago. He was buried here in the Emperor's tomb. Since then, there has been no more Demon Emperors in this world. So profound, I don't understand. Jiang Chao was depressed. What did he mean? Fong Ping looked at the 3 palaces, murmuring, burying himself? What can he bury? His own body? A palace buries the body. A palace buries the past. What is buried in a palace? Buried in the human world? Buried in the 3 realms? Fong Ping murmured, I'm afraid that's the case. When the war broke out in the Imperial battleground, the Demon Emperor appeared. His body walked out from here, right? Everyone's expression changed abruptly. What did he mean? Fong Ping squatted down, rubbing the ground gently, closing his eyes to sense for a while. This place, Some time ago, there seemed to be someone standing there. Who is here? Fong Ping turned around, looking at the crowd. Very quickly, he stood up and said, "The Demon Emperor might have been by our side all along. Or rather, the Demon Emperor is dead, and the one who has been by our side all along is the new, unquestionable sword." Fong Ping looked at the three palaces, smiling. "I'll destroy one now. Take a guess. Will there be anything inside?" Jiang Chao was surprised. "You can destroy it? Even my elder ancestor can't. Once it's destroyed, it'll easily cause the entire Myriad Origins Hall to shatter." "Of course I can. Even if I can't now, I can do it soon." Fong Ping smiled. "The suppressing Heavenly King can, but the Battle King might not be able to. However, those who possess Emperor-level strength should be able to do it. In other words, the Shao clan's elder ancestor, Senior Thunder King, might be able to do it too." The Thunder King's strength was close to Emperor level. This was the combat strength that he had possessed a long time ago, unlike the Battle King, which was only possessed in the later stages. "Should I open it?" Fong Ping murmured. "If I open it, what's the point of an empty palace? What are you trying to do? Bury the three realms? Or bury yourself and start anew?" Fong Ping laughed. Very quickly, he shook his head and said, "Forget it, I won't open it." The Demon Emperor. The Demon Emperor died a long time ago. Jiang Chao and the others were confused. Fong Ping's words today were so cryptic that they could not quite understand him. Fong Ping turned around and left. As he walked, he said, "Don't hurt my people. Otherwise, I might have a chance to kill you." When he said this, the palace behind him trembled. In the next moment, a phantom appeared. Fong Ping said without turning his head, "Playing tricks. You've lost face as the Demon Emperor." Of course, the Demon Emperor is dead, so there's no face to speak of. At this moment, Su Haoran and the others were extremely nervous. Behind them, the phantom laughed slowly. "Fong Ping, King of Man, good plan. The Sky Cemetery incident. Was it your idea or the Martial King's? What are you trying to prove to me?" Fong Ping laughed. "Prove that you've actually walked out of the Sky Cemetery? Prove that you're by my side? Or prove that your strength is so strong that even if you're not in this realm, your mentality can still be projected? You once told Old Wang that the resurrected Heavenly Emperor Zhan might be able to fight you. Do you really not know the names of the four emperors? Or do you like to brag? What's your strength exactly? Also, what are you afraid of? What do you want to do? If you don't mind, why don't you tell me? I'm not thinking of anything." "Is that so?" Fong Ping laughed. "Actually, I know why you want to bury yourself, because you've always wanted to take revenge on yourself. I know why you're so crazy. Do you want to bury the three realms, rebuild the three realms, and resurrect your lover? Do you think that you can start anew just like that? You're just running away. You've cut off your relationship with everyone. You've given up on Song Mao, your master, your sect, those demon plant servants who follow you. You've given up on everything. You still want to give up on the entire three realms and let the three realms start anew because of you. Don't you think that's very selfish?" "You're very eloquent," the Phantom replied lightly, then quickly said, "However, all of this is just your own guess. Your guess might not be true. What you see might not be true. You think I'm your enemy, but I might not be your enemy. Do you know that when I killed the Life King, I roamed the Source World once?" "I know," the Demon Emperor Phantom said lightly. "The Source World is illusory. What can roaming prove?" "Prove what?" Fong Ping said coldly. "There's no need to prove anything. I know that you're still alive. I know that you're no longer a Demon Emperor. That's enough. Don't play any more tricks. It's meaningless." "Perhaps." The Demon Emperor Phantom laughed, a little lost. "Actually, I want to ask you a question." "Go ahead." "If one day your wife, your lover, your parents, and your sister all die, will you still uphold your current ideals and fight to protect them?" "I don't know." "You know, there's no need to answer me hypocritically," the apparition of the Demon Emperor said faintly. "Back then, I was just like you. I cultivated without worries and wanted to make Purple Cap Mountain stronger. I traveled around with the cat, fished when I had nothing to do, and talked about the past and present. However, reality has proven that all of this is just a fabrication. To survive in the three realms, this is not what you need. It's strength, the strength to break the cage, to break the chessboard, to break everything. If you don't have enough strength, it doesn't matter what you think. Only by killing to stop killing, only by breaking everything, only by killing all those who oppose you, will you have the right to live according to your ideas, to live. This three realms has long been in a foul atmosphere. Cages and shackles have been placed on our heads. Fong Ping, do you really have the right to walk out of this chessboard? I don't know, but I'll work hard in this direction. Then I'm also working hard in this direction. Why do you deny all of this? The Demon Emperor Phantom laughed. Why don't you put yourself in my shoes and directly deny my hard work? You think you're right, I think I'm right. Do I have to obey you? This is the right thing to do? Fong Ping nodded, but soon laughed. That's true, but I'll say it again. You do your thing. I can't be bothered. But if you do anything to the people around me again, I'll let you know that those who offend me will not have a good ending. Are you threatening me? The Demon Emperor's voice was slightly playful. Just because you're a double nine and advanced? Just because your origin Dao is broad, do you know that a broad Dao will definitely go further? If King Wu dies, Fong Ping, you're nothing. When the sky cemetery opens, King Wu dies. Even if I don't attack you, you'll definitely die. And I can do all of this. Fong Ping turned around, looked at the phantom, thought for a while, and said, You can try. If you can kill King Wu, I'll consider you powerful. I don't care what agreement you've reached with Heavenly King Garrison, but if you want to kill King Wu, you probably have to ask Heavenly King Garrison's opinion. Right? Do you really think that King Wu doesn't know your identity? Even I have guessed some of it. How could he not know? It's fine if he doesn't say it. Actually, I don't want to say it either. Some things it's good that everyone knows. At least we don't have too much conflict now, right? The Demon Emperor Phantom said nothing. Seeing this, Fong Ping laughed again. Since you asked me a question, then I want to ask you a question too. Speak. When you went to the Sky Cemetery that year, what did you see? Fong Ping looked at him, his eyes clear. I realized that after you left the Sky Cemetery, your behavior and trajectory changed. You didn't find the cat, didn't take revenge, but hid, waiting until the North-South War broke out before you appeared. After that, you disappeared for 1,000 years. All this only changed after you came to the Sky Cemetery. What did you experience in the Sky Cemetery? The Sky Cemetery. The Demon Emperor Phantom swayed a little. Fong Ping said again, Back then, the cat said that someone concealed the catacombs' powerhouse's Dao, and said that ordinary heavenly kings can't do this. And in this 1,000 years, only you, the ultimate powerhouse, have been active in the catacombs once. Did you do it? If you can do it, it means that your strength is beyond imagination. Then why do you hide? In the Sky Cemetery, did you see a sovereign or an extreme path heavenly emperor, making you feel that you can't beat the other party, so you continue to endure? Fong Ping said for a while, and the Demon Emperor laughed. This isn't a question, right? Besides, if you want to know, why don't you go yourself? I'm afraid of death. This answer clearly surprised unquestionable Jian, but he soon felt relieved and said with a smile, Then wait until you're not afraid of death. Or when you have to go, then go. Fong Ping nodded slightly, already preparing to leave. At this moment, unquestionable Jian suddenly said, The world is about to change. What should appear is about to appear. Layers of fog will be uncovered. Chess games will be broken one by one. Fong Ping, are you really prepared? Fong Ping's footsteps paused for a moment, stepping away, his voice coming. I've worked hard, struggled, killed, fought. Even if I lose in the end, I won't regret it. Is that so? Unquestionable Jian said with a faint smile. But if one day you realize that everything you've done is useless, will you still have hope? I'm afraid. There's only despair. Sovereign, huh? I don't think I'll despair just because the sovereign is alive. I hope so. Unquestionable Jian's figure dissipated. Until now, everyone was inexplicably shocked. Zhang Chao had almost shrunk into the ground earlier. At this time, He patted his fat chest, his fat jiggling, and said with lingering fear, Fong Ping, this guy is really hiding here? He didn't go to the sky cemetery? He went. Then how? You'll know what you should know, and there's no need to know what you shouldn't know. As Fong Ping said that, his aura changed, and he reached out and grabbed the air. The top of the hall of myriad origins, Fong Ping realized last time that it seemed to be hollow. He had transformed into Yao Qingjuan's aura earlier. With this grab, a smear of golden liquid appeared in Fong Ping's hand. Fong Ping frowned slightly. An energy object made up of life essence, imperishable substance, and energy liquid. Looks like this was what the Sky Destroyer Emperor used to cultivate. What a pity. It was a pity that this was just a training hall. Although there were good things, these were all, and not the spiritual crystal that Fong Ping wanted. But it was normal. No one would put these things in the training hall. Fong Ping saw Jiang Chao looking at it eagerly and smiled. Since the Hall of Myriad Origins is here, you can use these things. Startown hasn't obtained much resources in recent years. These should be enough for you to use for a while. As Fong Ping said that, he patted Jiang Chao's shoulder and said with a smile, Cultivate well. This world is more exciting than what you see. Many heroes and ambitious people have set up countless chess puzzles and mysteries for us to solve. Who is good and who is bad? What you see and what you hear may not be true. Jiang Chao seemed to understand. He thought for a while before saying, I don't play chess. Fong Ping sighed. This personality, you can be partners with the cat. The cat is a cat. You should be reincarnated as a pig. Then you can be a pair. At this moment, Su Haoran said in a low voice, Then this place, is it really fine? The Demon Emperor's apparition actually appeared in the Hall of Myriad Origins. This shocked him. It's fine if I wanted to kill you. I would have done so long ago. Fong Ping said with a smile. His body walked out from here. The heaven-suppressing king should know. Since he allowed him to stay here, there must be some agreement. Su Haoran was a little surprised, and after a while he said in a low voice, His body. You mean the origin of life reincarnated, I guess. Fong Ping said with a smile, Don't look into it, because if you do, there's not much use in looking into it. If you really expose the other party's identity, the other party will fly into a rage and kill you. Fong Ping smiled a little and said quickly, Then I'll leave first. There's nothing I want here. At this moment, Fong Ping had already left the Hall of Myriad Origins. The door of the Hall of Myriad Origins closed with a bang. Fong Ping did not even turn his head back as he walked outside. When he passed by the conference hall again, Fong Ping suddenly looked at the statue of the heaven-suppressing king, looking into his eyes. This statue's eyes were like the eyes of a living person. The eyes were also looking at Fong Ping. Fong Ping and the eyes that looked like real eyes met for a while, then silently retreated, quickly disappearing from the conference hall. Star City's door opened. Fong Ping rose into the air, disappearing without a trace in the blink of an eye. Until he left, everyone looked at each other, a little confused. This time, Fong Ping came here for some things that exceeded their expectations. Fong Ping did not say anything, but his actions were a little strange, and the Demon Emperor actually appeared in the Hall of Myriad Origins, which surprised and shocked them. The Hall of Myriad Origins was actually the dwelling place of the Demon Emperor. This was unexpected. Jiang Chao looked at Jiang Hao, his face full of surprise. Why is the Demon Emperor here? What's the relationship between old ancestor Li and the Demon Emperor? Jiang Hao shook his head. Pervert, you're going to be the North Deputy Guardian? From what Fong Ping said, he has high hopes for you. Soon, you'll be the North Guardian. This way I'll have another backer. There are 4 factions and 4 residences. You'll be the leader of one. Jiang Hao's head hurt. He was speechless. Can't you rely on yourself for once? Why not? Jiang Chao said gloomily. Why not when I have a backer? You're my brother. Warlord is my old ancestor. Fong Ping. Fong Ping and I are good brothers. I've invested in him before. It's a pity that big, bald Qin Feng Qing is not reliable. I don't know where he is now, or else when he becomes stronger, he'll be my backer too. Jiang Chao said matter-of-factly. This was his own investment. They were all backers. Why not use them? Fighting alone was very cruel. You really should. Jiang Hao wanted to complain, but he stopped himself, shaking his head. Forget it, whatever. Jiang Chao was very pleased with himself. If you're envious or jealous, just say it. Who asked me to have good foresight and reincarnate into a good family? There's nothing I can do, even if I'm envious. Meanwhile, deep within the black eyes of the heavenly king, suppressing statue, a small world appeared. The comic book in the God Creation Envoy's hand was changed. At this moment, the old man raised his head and looked into the distance, as if he had seen through everything. He saw Fong Ping, who was looking at him, and everyone else. Interesting. After Fong Ping left, the old man suddenly laughed. After he finished laughing, a voice suddenly came from the darkness. What did the God Creation Envoy see? You are here again? The old man said unhappily, don't barge into someone else's house. It's very rude. Since the God Creation Envoy knows that it's rude, why are you peeping at others? Peeping? The old man said indifferently. He walked past my house. What's wrong with me taking a peek? You call that peeping? Does the God Creation Envoy know that this person is the son of destiny that the Tsang Mao has come into contact with in this generation? Furthermore, this person is the current human king. In just 3 years, he has cultivated to such a level. When the God Creation Envoy heard this, he laughed and said, Is that so? That was an interesting person. From the looks of it, you've been plotting against him quite a bit. Maybe. The God Creation Envoy said lazily, I'm done. Leave. Don't blame me for chasing you away. I don't welcome you either. I just want to know, what does the God Creation Envoy think of this person? This time, the old man did not chase him away. After thinking for a while, he said, Interesting, is this enough? Does he have any hope of becoming an emperor? I'm not an emperor, so how can I judge? If I really had this ability, I would have become an emperor long ago. Is the God Creation Envoy really not going to leave the mountain? Why do you want to leave the mountain? The old man said impatiently, It's time to go. You want me to leave the mountain? What do you want me to do? Could it be that he was preparing to reveal my identity to the outside world and have someone come to me to forge a divine weapon? Unfortunately, divine weapons are not that easy to forge. It's useless even if you say it. I advise you to scram as soon as possible. Don't waste your time with me. The voice dissipated, and the darkness dissipated. The old man ignored him and continued to read the comic book in his hand. However, his eyes were a little blurry, and he seemed to be absent-minded. In the small world, peace was restored once again. Outside Star City, Fong Ping did not leave. Instead, he stayed high up in the sky. Old Zhang said that Star City has Zhun Wuxing, Heavenly King Zhun Star. Who is the star? Stars in the name? Stars in the title? Fong Ping thought of the moment when he saw the Heavenly King Zhun's eyes. He seemed to feel that someone was looking at him. Are you that star? Fong Ping murmured. Star City was more mysterious than he had imagined. Initially, he thought that the appearance of the fake sky grave had made the powerhouses of the 3 realms leave, and the situation was already clear. However, it seemed to be different now. The situation of the 3 realms did not become clear. Instead, it was getting more and more confusing. I have to become stronger. The problem of the brain nucleus must be solved. Fong Ping made up his mind. He could not drag it out. If he did not reach the peak, he would not have Emperor-level combat strength. Without Emperor-level combat strength, he might be able to hide and protect himself. However, if he wanted to participate in the series of changes that would follow, he might not be able to do so. He did not want to be a spectator for once. If he was a spectator for too long, it would lose its flavor. This time, he wanted to participate personally and become the leader. There were many chess games, but many layers had already been torn. Fong Ping felt that he might be able to tear the rest of them apart very soon. Heavenly Cloud Island, Fong Ping murmured. Maybe it was time to go and take a look. Chapter 1068. Forbidden Sea. The Forbidden Sea had always been incomparably mysterious. It was called the Sea of Bitterness in ancient times. The sea of bitterness was boundless. When the heaven realm still existed, the Forbidden Sea was an extremely mysterious place. After the heavenly realm was destroyed, the Forbidden Sea became even more dangerous. There were countless spatial cracks on the surface of the sea, and the seawater's corrosive ability was extremely strong. If an ordinary rank 9 entered the Forbidden Sea and ventured 1,000 miles deep, he might be in danger of dying. Even if they were at the apex, if they had no place to stay in the Forbidden Sea for a long time, they would still be in danger of dying. There were 33 great immortal islands scattered all over the ocean, and they were also the known overseas forces. Boundless Mountain, Immortal Seeking Island, Dragon Island, Waterforce Island, Divine Crow Island, Heavenly Cloud Island, Nameless Mountain among them. Dizun of Nameless Mountain had already been killed. Another island was also destroyed on that day because of Tsang Mao's attack on the Immortal Source. Now, there might not be as many as 33 overseas immortal islands. The Forbidden Sea, which had been peaceful for many years, was in chaos these days. The demon clan in the sea wanted to occupy the overseas immortal islands. Under the leadership of several peak demon clans, they continuously attacked the overseas immortal islands, causing the Forbidden Sea to be incomparably chaotic. In the sea, Fong Ping frowned. Fong Ping was dazzled by the map drawn by Li Wuji and the others. They were both seas. Was there a difference? According to Li Wuji and the others, the currents in the Forbidden Ocean were different. They could determine the direction by following these. However, no matter how Fong Ping looked at it, he felt that it was more or less the same. Fong Ping walked on the waves. Suddenly, he stomped his foot, and the surface of the sea trembled. In the next moment, a shark-like monster floated out of the sea. Do you want to live or die? Fong Ping's mentality trembled. The shark monster that he had kicked up had just achieved rank 8 not too long ago. At this moment, it was also shivering. Its mentality fluctuated rapidly, saying, "Sir, please spare my life. This little monster wants to live." Fong Ping smiled and said, "I like demons who know what's good for them." This kind of demon race that was afraid of death was much easier to deal with than those demons that were not afraid of death and were not stingy. Fong Ping walked in the air, stepping on the shark's back with one foot. The shark monster sank abruptly. Fong Ping snorted coldly. The shark monster hurriedly sent a telepathic message. Sir's divine strength is infinite, and your golden body is heavy." I didn't notice it for a moment. The shark demon trembled with fear. It did not sink on purpose. Fong Ping was just too heavy. This made it feel a chill in its heart. The stronger an expert was, the heavier the golden body would be. This was inevitable. The stronger a powerhouse was, the more solidified their vitality was, and the heavier it was. That was why at Fong Ping's level, even with a 9th forged golden body, the weight of the golden body was beyond imagination. Just now, when he stepped on it, he was no longer floating in the air, so the shark demon couldn't react in time. Fong Ping controlled his body. A rank 8 monster was not that weak, but he still had something to ask this monster, so he did not say much. Stepping onto the shark's back, Fong Ping asked, "Where are we now?" "Sir, we are currently in the shallow waters of the South Sea. We have not yet entered the deep sea." According to the directions, the Forbidden Sea was divided into the North, South, East, and West Sea. The sea region was divided into the Shallow Sea region and the Deep Sea region. If one flew from the outer region to the Forbidden Sea, one would have to travel more than 5,000 kilometers in a straight line to reach the Deep Sea region. Most of the overseas immortal islands and the overseas demons lived in the Deep Sea. There were also demons in the shallow waters, but they were usually lone demons or demons who were too weak to survive in the deep sea. Some of these demons had established forbidden areas along the coast. Fong Ping remembered that in Magic City, there was a forbidden area along the coast. It was not considered an island. This kind of coastal area could only be considered a floating reef. The area was not big, and it was only for the demons to rest. The real overseas immortal islands were huge, like a world. The island where Tsang Mao used to fish, Shenwu Island, could be considered an overseas immortal island. That place was huge, and it was also a force of its own. The overseas 33 immortal islands included Shinwu Island, but it did not include the forbidden areas along the coast. Most of the forbidden areas along the coast did not have peak-level demons guarding them. While Fong Ping was thinking about something, the shark demon under his feet was also confused. Where did this powerhouse come from? He should not be from the Forbidden Sea. Could he be a god-land powerhouse from the sea? However, he heard that the last chaos in the sea and the appearance of the heavenly realm ruins, most of the powerhouses left. Were the god-land powerhouses still going into the sea? As the shark demon was thinking, Fong Ping looked into the distance and asked, "Do you know where the Hydro God Island is?" "Hydro God Island?" The shark demon said nervously, "I don't know. I am only a demon from Green Screen Mountain in the shallow waters. I have heard of the Hydro God tribe before, but I have never been there." The 33 overseas immortal islands were too far away. That was a force with an emperor-level powerhouse guarding them. Green Screen Mountain only had a few rank 9 island masters. They were not on the same level as the other party. They were not in the same world. Fong Ping was speechless. After thinking for a while, he said again, "I heard that the sea has been chaotic recently. Tell me about the current situation in the sea." "Oh right, do the demons in the sea usually keep in contact?" "Yes," the shark demon said hurriedly. "Recently, the demons from the deep waters came to Green Screen Mountain. They invited the island masters to lead the demons from Green Screen Mountain into the deep waters to participate in the war. However, the island masters have not decided yet, so they have not gone to the deep waters yet." As he said that, the shark demon added, "There are a few forbidden areas in the nearby waters. Now the island masters are also inviting the demons from the forbidden areas to Green Screen Mountain to discuss whether to go to the deep waters." "How much do you know about the deep waters?" "This little demon doesn't know much," the shark demon said hurriedly. "I only know that after the last climate change, some of the forbidden areas of the demons in the deep waters were destroyed. Now, there is no place to rest. The few true gods are unwilling to wander in the sea, so they led the demons to besiege the 33 divine islands. The true gods summoned the demons from all directions. Many demons from the deep waters went to participate in the war. The shallow waters have not been affected yet." "How many true gods are there in the deep waters?" "I heard there are 6. The shark demon said again, "In the South Sea, this little demon only knows of King Kuin. King Kuin is the closest to Green Screen Mountain. This time, it is also the powerhouses under King Kuin's command who came to Green Screen Mountain." "King Kuin?" Fong Ping raised his eyebrows. He almost thought it was the evil sex King Kuin. He thought of the big fish whose head was chopped off by the old cat. Fong Ping asked, "Is it this one?" At this moment, he unleashed his mentality, manifesting the big fish that came with the crazy Taoist last time. The shark demon took a look and said hurriedly, "It's this lord." Having said that, he said, "King Kuin is said to be related to Sea God of the Forbidden Ocean. He is a descendant of Sea God." "Sea God?" Fong Ping thought of something. The Forbidden Ocean seemed to have a sea god, the Sea Guardian. That was a Kuanping demon. It was a Kuanping in the sea and a Peng in the sky. Its strength was unparalleled. He asked the old cat before. There were 3 messengers in the past. The 3 messengers were all heavenly king powerhouses before the 8 kings. Moreover, they were not the newly promoted kind. They were already heavenly king powerhouses in the past. The Sea Guardian could suppress misery. His strength must be extremely strong. This King Kuin might not be his direct descendant. Too bad it's not very convenient to move with water buffalo. Otherwise, it would not be so troublesome. Fong Ping sighed. This time, he came to the Forbidden Sea in secret. Even his appearance and aura had changed. He did not want to expose his whereabouts. It was convenient to follow Water Buffalo, but who knew if Water Buffalo would speak nonsense and expose him? Li Wuqi and the others had already left the human world. Fong Ping also promised them that he would rescue them in a few days. As for how long it would take, Fong Ping gave them about a month after suppressing the evil sect. With the foundation of the overseas immortal islands, they would not be destroyed so easily. Sir, at this moment, the shark demon under his feet said nervously, my strength is limited. In the deep waters, without an origin realm, it will be difficult for a little demon to maintain its golden body. It will be corroded by the seawater. We'll talk when we get there. Fong Ping said coldly, hurry up. When we get there, you will be rewarded. I came to the Forbidden Sea this time because I have something important to do. If you delay it, it will be hard for you to die, even if you want to. The shark demon was helpless. It had encountered a top-notch powerhouse out of nowhere. It was really unlucky. It was really hard to say whether it could survive this time. However, since things had come to this, it could only obey orders. Maybe this powerhouse was in a good mood and would let it go? With unease, the shark demon sped up. It was not slow in the sea. Along the way, Fong Ping constantly looked around. This was the first time he stood on the surface of the sea and watched everything in the Forbidden Sea so leisurely. At this moment, it was already the 30th of March. It had been a week since the last time he killed the 5 paragons. This week, however, Fong Ping was a little worried. Wealth, 73 billion points vitality. 525,000 calories, 525,000 calories. Mentality, 10,999 hertz, 10,999 hertz. Can be cut. Origin, vertical 650 meters, plus 65%. Horizontal 3,100 meters, plus 31%. Combat techniques, God-slaying saber techniques, plus 7%. Void-piercing swordsmanship, plus 3%. Manic explosion saber, plus 1%. Combat technique combination deduction. 1 million points / time energy shield. 1 point / minute plus aura simulation. 10 points / minute plus origin detailed analysis. 10 to 100 million points / time strength control. 80% limit. Outburst. 852,600 cal / 1065750 cal at this moment. Fong Ping's limit had broken through 1 million calories. Outburst had also exceeded 800,000 calories, even reaching 850,000 calories. However, he knew that he was about to face the first hurdle. His mentality had reached 10,999 hertz very soon. He was approaching the 11,000 hertz hurdle. 11,000 hertz was often the mark of a powerhouse who had walked 2,000 meters on the Great Path. Paragon powerhouses would usually increase their mentality by about 1,000 hertz after walking 1,000 meters. A peak saint powerhouse's mentality was usually around 20,000 hertz. A heavenly king should have exceeded 20,000 hertz. Fong Ping had not reached the peak yet. His mentality was about to reach 11,000 hertz. Usually, he would be unusually happy. However, now Fong Ping felt that he could actually reach 11,000 hertz. However, when he walked 600 meters on the origin path, Fong Ping realized that if he increased it, it might cause his brain nucleus to shatter again. Gu Qing's spiritual crystal had only helped him repair 10 cracks. Now that he had broken through a small hurdle, it might increase the number of cracks by more than 10. This is still a small increase. Once I reach the peak, there will be a huge increase. When that time comes, I might even shatter directly. Fong Ping sighed in his heart. If that was the case, he could only stop the supply of origin and stop the Great Path from advancing, stuck at 999 meters. It was not that he could not advance, but he had no choice but to stop cultivating. 1 million calories of vitality. Fong Ping had a rough idea. He vaguely deduced that the corresponding vitality needed to be controlled by the corresponding mentality. Otherwise, there might be situations where the power would be out of control. If his vitality became stronger, his mentality might not be able to control such power smoothly. If his vitality was too strong, he would lose his rationality. This was a huge problem. The shark demon beneath his feet was very fast. Fong Ping also felt some differences between the shallow and deep waters. In the shallow waters, his mentality's radiation range was still a little better. However, in the deep waters, Fong Ping realized that his mentality of more than 10,000 hertz could only cover a little more than 1,000 meters. One-tenth of mentality. Under such circumstances, Even a saint-level powerhouse could only cover a range of 2 to 3,000 meters. As expected, the Forbidden Sea was a very complicated place. In this place, it was very easy for a paragon to fall because it was very easy to be ambushed. At this moment, Fong Ping was ambushed. No, it was a demon. Just as the shark demon continued to advance, about 300 meters ahead, a huge seal-like monster suddenly attacked from the sea. A rank 9 monster, 300 meters, to a powerhouse, was a matter of the blink of an eye. When the shark demon saw the other party, it was already stunned. However, in the next moment, Fong Ping grabbed with one hand. Under the shark demon's frightened gaze, Fong Ping directly grabbed the other party's heart core. In a flash, he grabbed the other party's brain core. With both the brain and heart core pulled out, the seal monster was almost defenseless. Fong Ping easily destroyed its mentality, and the huge corpse fell into the sea, splashing water everywhere. Rank 9 monster, Fong Ping shook his head slightly. There were so many monsters in the sea, and rank 9 monsters were as many as the hairs on a cow. He had just entered the deep waters, and he had already encountered a rank 9 monster. How far are we from Cloud Mountain Immortal Island? Sir, it's about the same distance as before. In other words, it was about 10,000 li away. Fong Ping sighed. 10,000 li. He was afraid that he would encounter many dangers along the way. Of course, the impact on him was limited. There were not many demon powerhouses in the sea now. Even if the Kuan King came personally, Fong Ping might not be afraid of it. That big fish was not weak. To be able to move together with the crazy Taoist, it might have walked more than 5,000 meters on the origin path. However, after walking 5,000 meters, it would at most be on par with earthly intelligence. Fong Ping had many tricks up his sleeves. He might not be afraid of the other party. It was hard to say who would win. At this moment, Fong Ping was thinking about something else. After thinking for a while, Fong Ping asked, "There are many treasures in the sea. Do you demons usually conduct transactions?" He realized a problem. Forces like Grandmaster, Borderlands, and overseas Immortal Islands did not seem to conduct transactions. They were all self-sufficient. In the past, he wanted to rob a few places like markets, but he realized that there were none. However, there were such transactions in the catacombs. From the looks of it, the catacombs was considered a normal social system, a normal major force. The other parties could only be considered as sects or mountain sections. They were very self-enclosed. Thinking of the catacombs, Fong Ping thought of the 100 king coins that he kept in the depths of his storage space. Maybe when he came back this time, he could make a trip to the catacombs and use these 100 king coins. Now that the catacombs' 100 Kings Palace was not guarded by those true kings. There were only a few true kings maintaining the 100 Kings Palace's operations. The 4 main courts were all maintaining the catacombs' currency system from collapsing. Maybe he could take this opportunity to make a fortune and bring back all the good things in the catacombs, leaving them with a pile of useless 100 king coins. I might even come across some treasures that are useful to me. Fong Ping thought to himself. There were many things that he had to do. He had to make the best use of his time. It was a pity that he was the only one who could conceal his aura and change it. No one else could help him do this, not necessarily. I can let the catacombs people do it. Fong Ping suddenly thought of something. He thought of someone, Jin Yuhuai. Later, Fong Ping found out that this guy was old Zhang's pawn in the outer realm. Before he left the last time, he was not dead. That guy was quite shrewd. He was probably at rank 7 now, right? The catacombs was so big. It would be easy to expose himself if he produced 100 king coins on a large scale. If it was on a small scale, Fong Ping might not have the energy and time to do it one by one. If he could use someone like Jin Yuhuai, it would be much more convenient. While Fong Ping was thinking, the shark demon below replied, "Sir, there are such transactions in the shallow waters. They are all transactions between some forbidden lands. As for the deep waters, I heard that there seems to be an immortal island with such a place. Powerhouses from all over gather, even attracting some ancient powerhouses. However, I am weak and do not know much about these." Fong Ping nodded slightly. Maybe you should find time to go and take a look. He just did not know if these overseas immortal islands still had the energy to run these markets in the current situation. He had forgotten to ask Luo Yu and the others. Fong Ping was still quite interested in the treasures in the sea. Some of the treasures in the catacombs might not be effective after being used once. As for the treasures in the sea, Fong Ping did not use them often. They might still be effective, just as Fong Ping was thinking about all sorts of random things. 10,000 miles away, an island that looked like a fairyland was incomparably huge, with a radius of thousands of miles. At this moment, in the sky above the island, a wave-like barrier rippled. There were powerhouses floating in the air around the island, looking worried. Outside the barrier, there were demons attacking the barrier from both the sky and the ground. In the sky above these demons, there was an incomparably huge fish demon beast floating in the air. On the island, there was also a middle-aged martial artist with a strong aura floating in the air. However, his aura was a little unstable, looking like he was injured. At this moment, the middle-aged man's expression was ugly as he growled. King Kuin, our cloud mountain immortal island has been in the bitter sea for 8,000 years. Back then, we were even conferred by the Sea Guardian to suppress the South Sea. Since you are a descendant of the Sea Guardian, are you going to disobey the orders of the Sea Guardian? In the void, the huge fish opened its mouth. True Lord Cloudwood, since I am a descendant of the Sea Guardian, now that the Sea Guardian has left, the bitter sea will be under my command. I have said that I am only borrowing the Cloud Mountain Immortal Island temporarily. When the Sea Guardian or the Cloud Mountain Venerable Emperor returns, I will naturally return it. Now that the Emperor's restriction is about to be broken, if you continue to resist, the day the restriction is broken will be the day your Cloud Mountain Immortal Island is destroyed. Arrogant, True Lord Cloudwood's expression was livid, but he was indeed no match for the other party. If it were not for the fact that King Kuin seemed to be injured when he went to the Earth Realm this time, Cloud Mountain Immortal Island would have been broken through 2 to 3 days ago. But in the past 2 days, King Kuin's injuries had already healed, and his attacks were getting stronger. If this continued, Cloud Mountain Immortal Island, that had stood in the bitter sea for 8,000 years, might really become a thing of the past in a day or two. At that moment, a young man beside him said in a low voice with an indignant expression, "Father, why don't you let me make a trip to the human world? I heard that a few days ago, the human king, Fong Ping, killed 5 true gods in the Earth Realm. Luo Yu and the others from Boundless Mountain went to the human world to seek help, and the Water God Island's Li Wuji is on good terms with them. Previously, the Water God Island was in great danger. Now that I heard that the Water God race has submitted to the human world, the Demon King that attacked the Water God race has retreated." True Lord Cloudwood's expression was livid. "You want me to submit to the human world with Cloud Mountain Immortal Island? Do you know that Cloud Mountain Immortal Island was personally conferred by the Sea Guardian to suppress the Bitter Sea? Your grandfather is the emperor conferred by the heavenly courts, not the unorthodox Water God race." True Lord Cloudwood had his own pride. His father was the emperor conferred by the heavenly courts, and Cloud Mountain Immortal Island was also conferred by the Sea Guardian, the overlord of the Bitter Sea. It was different from some other forces, asking him to submit to the human world, once this matter got out, not to mention that his father was still alive. Once he returned and found out that Cloud Mountain Immortal Island had submitted to the human world, he might die of anger. Yun Weiyang sighed in his heart, feeling a little helpless. Did his father still think that the current 3 realms was the 3 realms of the past? The heavenly courts had long been destroyed. Now that Fong Ping had made a name for himself in the 3 realms, who was not afraid of him, he and Fong Ping could be considered to know each other and had fought side by side before. Now that he went to the human world to ask for help, it might not be useless. But his father was too proud and did not want him to go to the human world. Now that the Immortal Island was in danger, if this continued, the Immortal Island might really be destroyed. Even if his father could take him to escape, where could the Yun family hide in the vast 3 realms without their foundation? Yun Weiyang could only think about it, but his father did not allow it, so there was nothing he could do. At this moment, Yun Weiyang was really envious of Fong Ping. Although Fong Ping was stronger than him that day, there was a limit to his strength. Who would have thought that in less than a month, Fong Ping had already made a name for himself in the Three Realms? If he had known this earlier, he might have tried to get closer to him that day. If they had become friends and knew that Cloud Mountain Immortal Island was in danger, even if he did not submit to the human world, Fong Ping might come to help. What a pity. While Yun Weiyang was feeling regretful, outside the island, King Kuin's eyes were flickering. He had to take down Cloud Mountain Immortal Island as soon as possible. He was not anxious before, but now he was really anxious. The cat he met earlier, was it Sky Emperor? He met Sky Emperor and was targeted by the cat, and it insisted on eating the fish head hot pot. King Kuin almost died of anger, but after weighing the pros and cons, he chose the fish head hot pot between being stewed whole or the fish head hot pot. But it could not go on like this. He had to become stronger as soon as possible. Taking down the overseas Immortal Island was a shortcut to becoming stronger. Not to mention that he was preparing to participate in the battle for the Divine Sex treasure soon. At this moment, he had to become stronger. King Kuin thought about it and felt a little regretful. It was a pity that he did not know where the Sea Guardian's dojo was. Otherwise, if he went to the Sea Guardian's dojo, he might be able to gain more. While he was thinking about this, he did not know that someone was coming from behind. He was wondering if he should bring back a fish for the big cat as a reward. You're tuning into the Warrior Lore YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.